guys. I don't know why I stopped counting the subscribers because I know that I hit 1,000, but I know that I see that I got like 7 or 8 more subscribers, but whatever. It doesn't matter really. All that matters is that we're all in this together, right? All that matters is that we're holding the space and creating a container of clarity, right? So, Soul Fam, let me make sure you can hear me. Okay. Barely hear me. Okay. So let me do this. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Okay, you can hear me. Okay, good. Okay, amazing. I'm on a different device, so I'm just I'm seeing what it is. The other one was making that they're trying to interference. Interferers, have you nothing better to do? Anyways, welcome back. Ciao. Welcome back to all of my lovely soul fam, creative creatures. How we doing out there today? Hey, beautiful. Hey, Faye. Where's all my fairy peoples, right? Where are we at? Where are we at? Fam, soul fam. Take a little day off. I figured out what it was the other day, you guys. I ate something with a MSG, and so I was like, I was really like a lot. I think it put me out a little bit. Anyways, anyways, dear universe, source creator, spirit guides, angels, ancestors, ancient deities, ascended masters, archangels, animals, elementals, all my fae folk, my woodland fairies, um, archangels. Let's call on Anubis. Let's call on Isis. Let's call on Archangel Michael, and someone else. Okay, well, who are we gonna call? Kuan Yin. I'm like, who are we gonna call? Kuan Yin, I guess. Okay. And the Galactic Federation of Love Light. Thank you for being here, for your guidance, for your presence, for your protection, for your clear and concise and precise messages, for your blessings, for your clarity, for the highest possible timeline for all of those involved. We thank thee for your protection and your blessings. We also ask that any monitoring, any handling spirits, monitoring spirits, uh, groomers, haters, whatever, any people that are wishing any ill will or harm, using my name or any one of my collective's names in their mouth, or even just the energy towards the collective, if they be dropping that in their mouth, it's coming back to us. Please transmute that back to us in the form of health, wealth, abundance, and love times 10. So mote it be. We also ask that anybody that's sending any weird stuff towards us, any hatred, any black magic, any bad stuff that we don't want to deal with, we ask that you return that to sender. So mote it be. So mote it be, and so it is, you guys. Okay, so let's go. Hello. Hello. Hi. Hey, Faye. Arian? How do you say that? Can you give me a spelling? Is it Arian or Arian? Arian? Ayan? 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 I'm interested. I think names are awesome. And Miratov. Hello. Ciao, ciao. Welcome. Okay, guys. So today, let's use, some messages from the ancestors. They have been coming through quite a bit. Um, they're happy because maybe you guys have like passed some type of test, right? They're having some type of joy, right? They're feeling a lot of joy and a lot of love. I mean, maybe this is just the energy that's coming across, but there's like this very strong energy. It's like imagine um imagine for centuries, right? Imagine for centuries they've just been waiting. They've been waiting for something to happen. They've been waiting for a change or a shift. They've been waiting for someone to step up or to step in to maybe yeah, look at that 555. To maybe like break generational curses or something like this. And it's like because you guys are out there collective, because you're out there doing the work, like they have so like they're for many of you guys like they're about to bring you some type of love, okay? And the amount of happiness and joy and blissness that you're going to feel is like beyond like how I feel right now is like, oh, when someone like, look at even, it's like when someone makes you blush, it's like this very interesting, I had to put this down. It's 'cause the lights, you guys. Um, my eyes are super sensitive to this light. But anyways, this energy is like, ooh, ah, like, oh my God, I don't know how else to explain it. For some of you guys, you may have some type of creative project that's coming in, okay? Yeah, or you're about to receive, okay, you're about to receive some type of accolades. You're going to experience some type of joy because either there's a creative project that you've been working on that maybe you got stopped up, maybe it wasn't complete. Maybe you're missing something. Maybe somebody stole some type of intellectual property or something that was clearly yours, right? That you created. And the more that they link back to it and the more that they check on, um, the more that they go through all the steps, the more that they search, high and low, the more that they're going across the web. And I don't mean just like the internet web. I mean, like, for instance, let's say like a web of people or let's say like there's so many degrees of separation, right? This is kind of what I'm picking up on here. It's like there's a lot of interconnectedness, and that's basically like what they're picking up on. Sweetie, I'm not trans. I don't know who told you that. I'm a woman. I've always been a woman, and you can apologize or I can delete you. So maybe you're trans or maybe you're just here to bother. But if you don't have something kind to say, you can get the fuck on today. Okay, you're gone. I'm not trans, sweetie. You must be trans. You must be tranny. So all good. You're definitely bye-bye though, because I don't here, I'm a high priestess, okay? I've had a womb and I've bled for my entire fucking life. So I don't deal with that type of shit. Okay? You gotta go. You gots to go now. So anyways, um, so yeah, guys. So it's like so like let's say someone has a web of connections or someone has uh a web of people or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And the reality is um it's like they were able to um they're able to find all this information linking back to whoever stole your creative projects or your creative ideas or anything like that, right? And so it's like they're all intertwined. Okay. For many of you guys, it could have been some type of Black Widow energy, some type of hater, some type of something like this, that's just like coming in, just like this fucking asshole. Um, Olden over here. Olden, it's okay. It's okay, bro. Like, trust me, I know the difference. I come from San Francisco, bitch. I know the difference. So, anyways, they're finding that these people, that these haters, these Black widows, probably this fucking Indonesian trans community or whatever, like where I'm at. Yeah, you probably suck dick for money. I don't, sweetie, and I'm a real woman. So nice fucking try. Let's send back that hate to you 100-fold. May you pull your fold of your dick up and drop it the fuck. Cause I'm gonna be chopping cocks off, but not because I'm a tranny, just because You annoying me. Don't fuck with the chosen ones. God, don't play about me. So anyways, this is going to change, you guys. You're about to receive some type of accolades. You're also about to receive like a love of a lifetime, right? The love of a lifetime. You're about to receive, um, some crazy shit, right? Um, and that's just what you are. You saw me on Pornhub. Where? I'm interested because I have a lot of lawsuits going on. So if you saw me somewhere, please share with everybody where. Yes, you're right. They're trans and they're jealous of my beauty because, um, what do you call it? You know what's even funnier is like, for instance, what I was picking up on earlier is this person that was a past lover is jealous, right? It's like what you're saying. He's trans and he's jealous of my beauty. Yes, he's jealous because he'll never actually be a woman because they play dress up. And why are you looking at why are you looking at pornography of trans? Like what kind of fucking weirdo are you? Also, what I was picking up on before this is there was some weird type of ex or some type of lover, some type of black widow that is mad. I saw my ex dressing up as a tranny. Should I show his fake passports on here? You want to keep coming? Because I'll make sure to shoot that shot right in your eye from his fucking dick. Don't worry. Got you all day. So anyways, the horse. Hey, ancestors, can you please look at, you know what this says, the horse? Accepting help from others and delegating authority. Hey, ancestors, thanks for delegating the authority here. Thanks for delegating. Can you go and cock chop these motherfuckers right off? Just so you know, everyone that comes on here, your shit will be traced back to where you are. And anybody that's still trying to do hate speech or what do you call it? Cyber bullying, it's actually a federal offense. So get your prison purses ready, you punk ass bitches, because a horse is about to come and fucking ride your ass right into that prison cell that you ain't going to be leaving for a long time. The ancestors literally aren't playing. It's almost like they're riding these people's asses. It's so funny. That's what I was actually picking up on earlier, but I didn't want to say it. And then these people coming on here just hating. Stop hating, get back to masturbating if that's what you got to do. If you get off on fucking what? If you get off on trannies and like that's on you. Like where I come from, like they play dress up, bro. They play dress up. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good. Well, you guys are about to get paid from all these people, from many of you guys. So what I picked up on, another reader that I follow, she was also talking about this earlier too. She was like, many people were making this revenge corn, and it's so funny that these fucking literal cocksuckers pop up here today because the deal is the revenge corn, right? It's like these people were collecting a lot of money, and then it's like they try to turn collective in. They try to make collective. So let's say they use some type of deep seek or something like this, right? Like I've never made fucking pornography. So anything that anybody ever sees, like, I mean, two partners that I had for years, one was for 6 years and one's for 2 years, but that's like maybe one or two videos, and those are personal or private. So if either of those fools shared any of that after they showed me they deleted it, like they're going to prison for lifetime for sexual assault, for sex trafficking, for human fucking trafficking. It's not a little offense anymore. Okay. Now, these people collected a lot of money, and you're about to not only get that money tenfold collective, but so for instance, they try to fucking like, it was like they're saving grace to try to deprivate your character, right? To try and like get you worked up or like deprivate your character. And in that process, what they realized that they did is actually admit their guilt, right? So let's say they were recording you without your permission. Let's say they're recording you in what do you call it? Like in your own home or whatever this is, right? You guys can report them. If you guys listen, if another person calls me trans, I will literally out the whole LGBT community because I come from San Francisco. So don't. Okay? Okay, Mrs. Collada and her fucking whore friends, I'm good. Okay? We're good. So anyways, these people, it's like they brought this information, right? They're like, thanks, because you're just making sure, right? And it's like they brought this information to try to make you look bad, collective. And basically what happened in the process, right? Basically what happened in the process was they outed themselves for actually either creating some type of deep seek or for what do you call it? For creating what do you call it? For recording you against your a will. So let's say for instance, I absolutely am not, sweetie. And if another person asks me, like, okay, you guys are all like, okay, so just so you guys know, every one of my feeds is connected to law enforcement. So every one of these people that are coming on here, don't be surprised if you don't get your fucking house raided. Don't be surprised if you don't get your devices fucking confiscated. Because what you're saying is you're participating in illegal, you're talking about prostitution, you're talking about all kinds of weird shit. So that's not a real thing. So if you guys, if Faye, can you help me by can you help me? Because if you report all these asshats to if you click on their little thing and you report them, they'll go away faster. When I have to do it, it distracts what I'm doing, and also sometimes they can fucking come back. No, sweetie. It's called harassing royalty that you didn't fucking know. Imagine picking on people and you don't even know who you fucking with. You don't even know how far people's reach be going. And let me tell you, it ain't a reach around. It's a pimp hand strong. Reach is far and long. So anyways, yeah, 100%. All of my haters. So here's the thing. It is a snitch channel if you're over here to talk shit, because basically I've had a cyberbullying and a gang stalking channel for a long fucking time. And so what happens is when you asshats come on here, that shit goes right back to you. So bring it on. Snitch your fucking self. You're on my fucking show right now. So welcome to all you cocksucking motherfuckers. I got so much more. Don't worry. So anyways, you guys are about to get paid off of this shit, right? Because I know the same thing happened to you, Faye, as well, right? We're about to get paid. So it's like these people came in and they're just like, look at how terrible collective is. Look at this. Yeah, thank you. Amazing. It's like, look at how bad they are, whatever. And maybe they try to record you like, you know, like diddling yourself or something like this, or they try to record you like taking a bath or being naked or doing something like this, and they try to record you, or they try to turn in old like let's say they were recording you like while they were hooking up with you, but they didn't inform you. Like that's a fucking felony. That's a felony. And even if you're making, so here's the thing, if people are making any type of deep seek or anything else on people, that's also a felony. Again, it's called human trafficking, sexual assault, sex trafficking. Those are pretty gnarly fucking felonies that you're fucking with by either, and that's just from posting, that's from recording somebody without their consent, without their permission. You get those. For creating, then you have deprivation of character, then you have identity theft, right? You guys are literally fucking with like 6 different felonies. So get your prison purses ready, bitch. Focus. I'm gonna stay focused. But anyways, just for these people to know. And it's like they try to shift the focus. They try to shift the focus, collective. They try to either like piss you off, get you distracted, but they also like it's like they thought that they could, it's like they thought that they could get some money, right? They thought that they could run this shit. Like this was their biggest creative idea. They thought that they could run this shit to get paid off, but it's not just about to get paid off. It's about because they wanted to be in some type of a gang or fraternity or some type of masonry or some just type of cool kids crew or whatever it was, right? And um because of all of that, um, you know, like because of all of this, it's like they shifted the focus. It's like they wanted to shift the focus onto you, and then it already did. And then on top of it is it shifted the focus right back onto them because what they're doing is fucking a felony. So they thought that they could literally throw you under the bus and landed themselves instead of just being in trouble, they shifted the whole focus and they landed themselves like a whole fucking handful of felonies. And the web, so anyone that they were linked to, let's say they had this little chat group or something else going on, so anyone else that's linked to, yeah, exactly, we don't do this shit without consent. We don't do this shit without consent. So anyways, and it's like there's a whole web. It's like you guys were connected. For some people, they could have posted something on the black web or some other shit like this. You know, but it was like novice. It's like novice shit. It's like so it's like come on, ancestors. The ancestors are like riding their asses. Okay, that's what it was. The ancestors are riding these people's asses, and so it's like one by one by one, like people are having accidents, people are getting sick, people are having heart attacks and strokes and fucking like crazy shit, right? They're having so much stuff happen to them, all these karmic people, like anybody that went against the collective, anybody that's trying to throw the collective under the bus, anybody that's talking shit on the collective, like at all, right? Any type of haters, monitoring spirits, anything like that, that shit's coming back to you 100-fold. So mote it be. Okay. And what's happening is these people are like fucking novice. They try to treat you collective. It's like um you guys stay quiet, like you keep to yourselves, and it's not really because you're a loner, right? Like I see you back. Yeah, we don't do that without consent. Big brother's always watching, especially when you're special, especially when you're really powerful and really special, and especially when a lot of people try to unalive you and took a lot of money and businesses and property and all kinds of other things in many different countries and did a lot of stuff in your name, including some type of collecting insurance to say that you were dead, creating a whole funeral, all this crazy shit, right? They did all of this because they thought that they would just, it's like they're a novice. It's like they did it before, but not to this level. Okay. It's like whatever their revenge was to come towards these people is like, that's what's really happening because it's because their feelings were hurt and what they did, how they reacted or responded is actually what fucking served their own head up on a platter. Innocence, beginner, ignorance, new skill without practice, unstable curiosity. So it's like people are like, oh yeah, we can make fake people and make them and sell it for money for porn or whatever, like all this shit, right? All this shit. And and collective, you were over here like, what are you talking about? Like I'm innocent, like I'm just a beginner. I don't know what you're talking about. Like I don't pay attention. Like cosa? What cosa? What do you mean? It's like while you're sitting there listening to them talk shit on you in different languages and they're not realizing you speak multiple languages, you just play dumb. It's like it's like they're like, there's no way they could be this lucky. And it's like, no, collective isn't lucky. We're strategic as fuck. We just are like, what do you mean? I don't, I don't get it. The ancestors are fucking like rolling. I'm hearing them. They're just like having a fucking, oh my God, you guys. They're having like the most funny time ever. They are fucking laughing. They're like, oh, They thought collective was the novice. Bitch, they're getting put in their place, you guys. They're getting put the fuck in their place. Like, it's not even funny. I mean, it is funny. Like, it's funny. Okay, it's funny for instance, let's say you had a bully or something like this, right? Like, let's say you had a big brother. Why they call it big brother? Let's say you had a big brother. Maybe you never had a big brother that was fucking. My older brother's always probably doing weird shit. I wouldn't even put that weird shit past him. Yeah, 1984 exactly. So it's like, let's say you had some type of bully, right? Like, I'm just gonna relate it to like The Simpsons, right? Like Bart Simpson, like he was a menace, but he wasn't like necessarily like that much of a bully. But like, what's his name? Nelson, right? Nelson. And he's like, give yourself a wedgie, right? And it's like, that's what the ancestors are doing. It's like the ancestors are making these people maybe even like say stuff or do stuff like as if they're loyal to them. Like the ancestors have made these people their bitch, right? They're just like boom, bark and they bark. They're like jump and they jump. They're like fetch and they fetch, but they don't understand. They're like, what's going on? They can't understand why. Like, let's say they go and they sit in front of somebody and they're like collective blah 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 blah, and then all of a sudden they're gonna be like, but really, even though I said they were terrible, like I'm super loyal and obsessed with them and blah blah blah, and I just really want them back. You know, it's like they're making them like out each other or themselves. It's like they're making them, it's like the level of it's comedy. It's comedy because what they're telling me is like the level of public embarrassment that they're putting. Yeah, play Clueless, you know, something that you understand gibberish. Something that my grandpa always told me, you know, my grandfather always told me was like, always give people just enough rope to hang themselves with, you know, like, so if they want, they can climb the fuck out of the hole that they dug, but if not, they can hang themselves, you know, you don't have to do it. And like, that's the funnier thing, right? Is like, I ain't doing anything. Like, I'm over here every day, but like, they're monitoring me. Why? Because my reach, because my spiritual pan is strong and my reach is long. And if people just go against me, they're seeing like repercussions. And this is what's happening with people that are going against the chosen collective, right? It's like we're anointed from the Most High Goddess. You know, we were chosen. We were chosen. My grandfather was part of the chosen few, which was like so many people fucking died. It was like a whatever, a crazy hellscape. And also, he was literally the top fighter pilot that there ever. You guys ever seen that movie Top Gun? That was made after my fucking grandpa, right? And they was taking pictures in his jet, like in his plane and stuff, while they're doing all these crazy things. Yeah, my grandpa had that. So for people to be like not be able to take a picture when my grandfather, who was born in 1921, could take pictures from his fighter jet while dropping fucking bombs or dropping bombs to block other bombs from hitting other bombs, and he got that on a fucking camera. Like, for anybody to be like, bro, oh, we just forgot, we couldn't take a picture. Like, even like the people that I grew up with, it's just jealous. It's just envy and jealousy, you know, and that's what it is. It's like these people are envious or jealous, right? And the reality is like my ex and his friends and all of them, they're trying, they dress up as trannies. Now it's one thing for a man to play dress up, but they dress up as trannies because they're trying to hide themselves, right? Because they're fucking scared. They're on the run. I'm hearing this man on the run, man on the run. You know, and I'm hearing this shit and it's super funny. Um, give a person a rope long enough to hang themselves. Yeah, give them enough rope to hang themselves with. Like, don't worry. And actually, if you know anything about, you know, for me, I know a lot of knots and stuff like this, right? I'm a sailor. So I learned a lot of different knots, but my grandfather always used to teach me this stuff when I was young too, right? And so um, so anyways, basically you know, that you have to have, it's like almost triple length to create a noose. So it's like they had ample amounts of rope and they still tried to hang Collective, and Collective's like, what do you mean hang me? I'm just hanging out. I'm just hanging 10, bro. Like, the ancestors are just fucking cracking up, you guys. I haven't laughed this much. Yeah, treasure discovery. Cha-ching. I have not laughed this much. Like, I don't even know the last time I laughed this much. Like, they are like, I had to like gain a little bit of composure because they're just like, they're basically having a heyday, is kind of how they describe it, right? They're having this whole heyday, and like they're going to town on these people. They're having a hater day, not a heyday, a hater day. And yeah, it's so funny. But you guys, it's like for many of you guys, right? Like these people try to put you out there. They try to like do some type of smear campaign. They may have even tried to make some fake memes or some fucking pornography or whatever. And all it did was it just made you get discovered. So for many of you guys, you're about to find out like your actual family, like who you really belong to. And there, can I say it? And like you come from like a royal bloodline. You come from people that are very wealthy. And like, let's say a lot of these wealthy people, right? Let's say a lot of these wealthy people basically like have maybe been looking for you or they're watching you. It's like it's like stars are struck by you, you know? Stars are like you may have even famous people, rich people, all these things. It's like you are, but it's like almost like it's like you belong to a different family or something else, and they literally like discovered you, right? They literally discovered you, or they've been searching for you. Maybe you were stolen, maybe you were swapped. I was picking up like a swap, like almost like somebody it's like, let's say someone went into the doctor, they went in for blood work, or they went in for some type of sickness, something like this. Let's say a parent or somebody took them in, and it's like they took a fat fucking payout to swap the kid, or they took somebody else's kid, right? I was especially picking up on it. Like if you have like, let's say you have, for instance, like maybe African American, or let's say you have like Native American, or let's say you have some type of like more indigenous blood, right? For some, I was picking up on like either like an O negative or like an RH negative blood type, something like this. Like you guys are literally like maybe the line or the DNA or something like this has been hidden or dormant, or maybe they thought that the end of the line had already come, and like that's why many of you guys are super important, is because you maybe you have the capacity to hold or create a container, um something like this. um yeah, it's like whoever you are, whatever you are, right? Whether you're alien, whether you're ancient, whether you're just like waking up, you are like of this very ancient and primordial essence, and you are so important, collective. You are, it's like the ancestors, like it gives me so many goosebumps. The ancestors are like, please just convey, like, don't worry, we're sorting all these people out and they're having a good time, because like let's say they've been asleep forever. They're showing me this movie, Mulan, you know, when all when what is it, like the little dragon, they send the little dragon out or something like this, Mushu or whatever, right? Like I'm trying to think of the name, but it's like he goes and he wakes up all the other ancestors, and the ancestors are like, what do you mean? It's too soon. What's going on? Or how, why did you let us sleep so long? And it's like before they were like cranky and whatever, but there's something about what you do. And this is also like higher galactic roots, right? Like I also know that a lot of the galactic Federation and a lot of the higher frequency beings are like, oh my God. They're just like, oh my God, you're hilarious, right? Like, consider we're on an Earth show. Consider we're on a reality TV show, and all of like the ancestors, everything, right? Because if you're in a spiritual realm, you can see things. You can see much further in all the directions. So you're definitely more in depth of the observer, right? And so it's like that's part of what it is. Shenanigans. I call shenanigans. Yeah, 1984 is a dystopian future where everything is recorded. Yeah, I mean, guys, if you guys don't understand that we're already there, like we're already there. Like, hello, we hold devices in our hands every day and they have access through all of that. It checks out your facial recognition. It shows if you're a racist, a bigot, or anything else like this. Anything. Okay? And they can see what you're responding or reacting to. And so anyways, it's like this whole thing, right? When Mushu wakes up all these ancestors, right? And when Mushu wakes up all the ancestors, they're just like blah blah blah, and they're kind of fucking with them, they're kind of like, ah, you do this and then you go and do that, and you're just like, oh, this is so hard, and they're like, well, you did this, you did this, you woke us all up, so let rub, what do you call it? Rack them up. You know what I'm saying? Like they're just fucking, they're having a good time. They're like on their fucking vacation. They're like on their spot. Like, I don't really know, but they are running wild and they are having, they're like, spirits gone wild, ancestors gone wild. They're like, they are really putting these people on blast. Like, whoever these karmic people are, they're putting on blast so fucking hard. It's crazy. Um, yeah, and so like 1984 was what? 1984 was actually written in like what? Like the 20s or 30s? Like, I mean, when was it written? Like so long ago. And now we're actually in this occurrence. But this is when it probably started, right? It's like that's when they had the projects and all that stuff. I mean, think about it. When they were doing the MK projects and all of that stuff, that was happening like in what? The 50s, the 60s? So it's just about how they've kept people asleep for a long time. Um, your outfit's super cute, by the way. Thank you. Face, hair, makeup. Thank you. I didn't really put on much makeup today. I just put on eyeliner and some shimmer. I just been out kind of running around. I'm wearing my cookies hat. Thank you. My outfit, I make these. These are really cool, right? This can be worn like a bunch of different ways, and it has like a in the back you can undo it several different ways. Right now I have it in like a mini heart star, but there's different ways that you can tie it, right? So sometimes I like to wear it like off the shoulders, so just like the titties can hold it up. And sometimes you can wear it like this. It's bamboo. This is all organic. I mean, the black dye set isn't completely, but it can transform into different things, but it's actually like a little onesie. So right now I have it like this because I prefer it off the shoulders. And so yeah, I'm just here doing this work now because like people be hating, but yeah, I actually have like five or six lines of all organic and sustainable clothing that these ass hats have been trying to take from me forever. And they manage to replicate some shit or to attempt to. And that's what I'm saying. Like, again, this wealth, this treasure is coming in. So it's like imagine uh, they thought they got away with it, right? They took it. So what I was picking up on is they were telling me like they're producing it or selling it in many different countries, and then they started showing me the different countries and the different people. Okay, so like Germany, Spain, Portugal, Vietnam, Thailand, um, Russia, Poland, France, um, America, um, Brazil, Portugal. What else? More? What else? Like Serbia, um, Croatia. Um, so they're selling this stuff, right? Russia, Kiev, um, yeah, Ukraine, Cyprus, right? A lot of different places. Georgia. So I've been picking up on Georgia for weeks, but I'm pretty sure that it's Georgia, the country. It could be Georgia, um, the state also. That could mean something to you guys. But it's like, yeah, so it's like they're selling and producing stuff in a lot of different places. and they've been taking your intellectual property for some of you. You know, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. You're going to know what is for you. So it's like Denmark, 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 Sweden, Switzerland. Somewhere else. Where? Where? Show me. Australia. So, oh, whoops. Yeah, look at you guys. The universe and the 9 of coins. Literally, you guys are about to get this wish fulfillment. Totality. Totality. Wholeness. Right? Harmony, chemistry, right? These are all the big lines, but this is the full abundance, right? So it's like for many people, it's like they took, so here's what I'm picking up on. They took some type of intellectual property, okay? They could have also taken like your identity as well, right? For some of you guys, your intellectual property can be like your person, your personage. So let's say they made some weird shit about you and like they're taking it around and they're spreading it around like these people said they're on whatever, you know. What happens when that happens is like all of these felonies, right? Yeah, Crow's Magic. That's right. This is a really old one though. This is an original one. I got this secondhand at the Philosophical Research Institute and Library in Los Feliz. Super awesome library. Manly P. Hall's library. So anyways, it's like they took this stuff all around, and in the process of doing that, like whether it's pictures of you, whether it's your personal stuff, whether they're trying to, for many of you guys, I was picking up that they're trying to like traffic not just your property, but potentially you as a person, or they're trying to sell you, which is interesting. That Lilo, hello, welcome back, and Trev and Evo. Sorry, I didn't say you guys' name. Oscar de la Renta, hey. It's like they were trying to like so let's say like what I'm picking up on is, let's say that they tried to do some type of unaliving, or they tried to make you kind of like disappear or something like this, is kind of what I'm picking up on. And so in the process, maybe they stole some intellectual property, or maybe also let's say they created some videos, some fake videos, or they were recording you without your consent, or let's say they wrote a bunch of stories about you and they portrayed you incorrectly, deprivation of character, something like this. What the ancestors are showing me is the Queen's Gambit. The Queen's Gambit, the woman. Oh, okay. Okay. So remember they made that show. They made a series on Netflix about this show called Queen's Gambit, right? So what happened later is the woman, because there was so much discrepancy of them making shit up when it was based on a true story, but they made a lot of shit up and they didn't ask her for her permission to create a story about her, and they collected all this money. So anyways, she went back and she was like, actually, this, and that is wrong. And you didn't get permission to create a whole story about me, and I didn't get fucking paid. She sued them and she got like, I mean, she got like millions back, because basically it was deprivation of character. It was false, right? It was falsified information, and she won, and she's still collecting money off of it to this day. And it was just like, because the way in which that they were depicting her and her story wasn't accurate. Totality. You guys are about to get paid on more than one fucking thing. Like this is like hold on, I don't want my titties to come out because I ain't actually a tranny and these are actually real. I ain't trying to get in trouble. So anyways, fucking haters, so funny. So anyways, look at this. Like how much more, right? First we had love, and then we had joy, and then we had wealth, and then we have ching, ching, ching. Yeah, yeah. So tell us what this is. So it's like it's like they're going around and collecting. That's what they were showing me before. The web, the web of how everything is connected. Um, it's like, for instance, people are coming on here, right? Or whatever. People like maybe there's a group chat or uh uh I don't really know about that, but if you're having what it can help you with is if they're trying to send some type of frequency or signal to you. Hello, Anna. Hello, Anna. Um, give me 1 second, Arik. Um, she's asking me if the ganj can help open your ears on a conversation between host-like entities. Now, let me explain something to you. What it can do, for instance, if they're trying to send some type of like, if they're trying to like harass you, send some type of frequency or mind, whatever, right? Like the MK program, what eradicated it every time, what prevented them from running the frequencies from a frequency war or mind manipulation from any of that shit was the people that were smoking the ganj. So it can definitely sometimes help you to channel, I guess, but more than anything it can help block them from disruption, right? Because people are like, oh, World War III. Like, no, they're just distracting with all of this shit right now. They've been doing that same shit in the East, like Middle East, whatever you want to call it. They've been doing that shit forever, right? Ever since fucking I've been alive, I feel like it's been an ongoing thing. So, anyways, that's just all distraction. The real war, right? Remember, Tesla said, imagine things in sound, frequency, light, vibration, right? And so basically that's what it is, right? They remember when people are like, we don't want the 5G towers and we don't want all this shit, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, because they can send it's sound weapons, frequency weapons, and they can start to literally target individuals, right? They can see where you are, they can test your Wi-Fi, they can find your signal. That's a big part of like why they did COVID and getting people to separate. So people weren't in groups, right? To get them to be more isolated, number one, but so they could actually see it, how these people were interacting on their own, if they were influenced by a group or by other people or by other things, and how easily manipulated or controlled they were individually. So it can definitely help with fucking like not allowing those frequencies to enter. That's like a 100%. But to each his own, right? Like I don't recommend doing and I mean really if you want to sit down with like an actual shaman or something like that and you're trying to talk or trying to like communicate, like do some real cleaning and clearing, right? Like I've done plant medicines and all types of stuff like this. I would suggest like um to be honest, like something that helped me when I was young, not young, I guess I was like in my 20s, late 20s, something like that. Man, 20s, mid 20s. Something that really helped was like San Pedro cactus, right? Like there's so much different plant medicines out there, and I don't believe that everything is for everyone. It depends on what you're dealing with, and that's why I want to create like a reset healing center, because I can tune in to people individually when they're in front of me and kind of tune into like what they're off of, like what they maybe are eating or need to not be eating, or what they need to be intaking to balance things or to unbalance things, and what types of actual plant medicines are speaking to them. And that's like when you're super in tune with nature and stuff like that, you're going to be like, oh, yeah, I know exactly what you need. I feel like you need this, this, and this. Now, I may not know all of the things, but like when we start to research the things that I am like telling people they need, we'll be like, oh, yeah, that makes sense because I'm vitamin D deficient, or I'm copper, or I'm this, or I'm that, you know, and it's able to see, right? Like, I think a lot of people are like, oh, well, I did Deemsters, or I did, you know, whatever, you know, they're going to sitting in Aya ceremonies, or they're doing frog medicines. But the reality is there isn't a quick fix. And that's what people think. They think if they just like do this thing that's super popular, that they're going to have whatever. But the reality is each person's individual work isn't necessarily going to come through like that if you haven't done the work. Your ancestors are basically choosing, and it's a series of initiations in order to be able to speak to, you know, communicate more with them. So the more that you're in tune with your own communication with the divine, right? The more that you're aligned, then you can start calling on your ancestors, your angels, your guides, or whatever, and you can literally um you know, get more guidance and stuff from them. But like, you don't need any type of substance. Like, even if you want to have like DMT experiences and things like that, you can do the same thing from keeping your eyes closed and doing breath work. Like, literally, you can achieve all of the same things like on your own. You do not need external whatever. But when you're going like when you're going deeper, right? Like, I know a lot of my initiation in this lifetime is to become a shaman, like a shamina, right? And I've been having visions of this ever since I was small, and just to help energies and spirits and different things leave. It's not a path that is for everybody. Not everybody that's here is going to be a medicine person. Not everybody is going to be a medicine mama, a pachamama, a shaman, a shamina. You know, many people have different purposes. And I think a lot of people, especially a lot of Western culture, is like, well, I'm going to come in and I'm going to teach yoga and I'm going to be a shaman, you know, and it's like, where is your ancestral rooting from? I'm not saying like I've had many different lifetimes in different places around the world, but there is the ancestral blessing of where you're coming, of giving you your powers or giving you the energy of where you're rooted from. So that's a big part of it. Okay. Ari Aquel. He was secretly recording you when you argued and showed it to your apartment manager. Yeah, see, and that's the thing. Here's the thing. You can't record somebody without their consent, right? And so what happens is it may have fucked you in the moment, right? It may have, you know, the apartment manager, depending on if the apartment, you know, depending on whatever it was, right? And so like, I'm about to unblock this video showing my ex and his mom coming and literally trying to cause reactive abuse with the fucking landlord after I had the landlord recorded in the morning that made an agreement with me for a fucking payment to start to sign a new lease without the asshole that didn't fucking pay the rent that I left for him, that he went and spent taking some other fucking bitches out and buying fucking drugs and fucking trannies and whatever else he was doing, you know, some dirty ass shit. And like, whatever, you know, whatever. But the reality is when people record you and do stuff like that, right? It's not legal. When I was recording them, I was like, listen, I'm working, and they wouldn't fucking stop. And I was like, all right, everybody, you're live now. So if you want to continue this later, it would be great. If not, I'm recording this and the whole fucking world is having access to it. And that, guess what, is what started them watching your dumb ass. Yo mama, yeah. Fake frog con. You even fuck your mom. Or wait, she's not your mom. She's your sugar mama. You dirty licking fucking 70, 80-year-old twat. That's nasty, bro. That's fucking nasty. Sorry, not sorry. Hey, Divine Earth Angel. You didn't want to hear them. You just took a pull with the oil. Yeah. Well, antidepressant. Yeah. Many people, you're going through a nasty divorce and you're sad. Yeah. You know what? Find your medicine. Find what works for you. Oh, you're asking, you didn't want to hear them, but are you, so you're having, so you're receiving more connect. Yeah. You're receiving more connection. Look at all these goosebumps. The ancestors are telling me 100%. 100%. Um, Anna, they are coming through to you. So when you smoke, like maybe you're tuning out a lot of the stress, right? Because there's a lot of trauma that's around that, especially like divorcing, especially like it's like many times, especially for women, it's like you gave up all of your time and you got nothing in return. And like 9 times out of 10, the man is like, "Oh, now thanks. You made me better. You healed me. You paid off all of my fucking debt that me and my psycho drug addict ex racked up, right? That because we said that she was fucking crazy and got rid like threw it all around, but really we just did it because they were fucking junkies and bad, and that's just what they've been doing. They just been fucking junkies, thieves, fake, frauds, cons their entire life. And like all of the shit's coming back. And what's even funnier is like whatever they did before in the past that they got rid of, that shit's also coming up. Because I talk to dead people and they're all here for it. They're like, oh, we're gonna get these fucking bitches good. That's why they're cracking up because they're like, we thought that they thought that they would never. They thought that many people are like, oh well, I had an alibi. Oh well, I had this and oh well, guess what? When that shit comes back around 10 years later, 5 years later, 20 years later, 30 years later, some shit is like what, 35 years later? Fuck, that's a long time these people have been doing up to this shit. And these passed on people, the ancestors, whatever, are like, these motherfuckers thought they got away with them. We thought that it was done. Spiritual pan got reach. Apparently, like that's why they're laughing. They're laughing. They're like, oh, these motherfuckers. They all got woke up. But yeah, for you, Anna, if you're starting to connect more, that's great. What it is them basically telling you, stay here, like not like in a dissonant space, but like um, what they're trying to do is create a stronger bond. So sometimes when you decide to leave people that are, for instance, very toxic or doing these type of things, right? Um, and you start to do that, it's like you're telling the divine, you're telling the universe, like, I'm ready to receive what is for me because I ended this thing that wasn't for me, which means I'm ready. Like you have to let go of the old versions of yourself in order for new things to kind of come into play. And so what they're saying is, as you're doing this, you're tuning out a lot of the trauma, a lot of the body, a lot of things like this. You're tuning a lot of it out because, and it's not, I'm not picking up that it's not like, okay, so there's different ways. They're telling me to clarify. Okay, can you slow down, please? I can't speak. I know I can speak fast, but for everyone to understand, can you please one at a time? Thank you. They're all like, "Da, da, 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 da." I'm like, whoa, 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 calm down. So what they're explaining to me is there's a couple different ways to understand it. One is some people do it because they may be using some type of substances or some type of something because they want to numb, because they want to tune it all out. Now, if you're using it when it becomes too much and you're like, you know what, I needed to shut it off for a minute, right? I just need to shut it off for a minute, right? Like my neurologist told me because I asked him like, because he's in Thailand, right? And I asked him about that. I was like, well, I find it really nice when I can go over here no, I was like, now that I'm over here, I can smoke. It's always been my medicine. I come from California and so it's really helpful to me not to be numbing it, but like the neurological thing, right? It's actually my medicine. And then I told him, well, sometimes when I get overwhelmed, like when the ex and everybody's berating me and they're trying to do this, it's causing reactive abuse. And he was like, yeah, you're basically due to your CCM, you have a neurological condition. And so when there's too much stress or anything like this, you can get you're basically your brain, it starts bleeding into your brain. It swells and it bleeds into your brain, and you're basically having mild onset aneurysms. And I was like, oh, interesting. And so I asked him straight up and I was like, it's interesting because after my accident, I didn't really deal with anything, but I had two different medical doctors that were like that approved the the cat, right? The ketamine. And the reason why is they said, yeah, it's different because it's like you because due to the neurological condition pressing on the prefrontal cortex, sometimes you need that complete, like you need a momentary dissociation, because otherwise it can spiral out and it will end in seizures and loss of bodily function, right? And so I was like, oh cool, so I have two different prescriptions from two different doctors. Now I don't use it, I really like when I was around my ex, like, yeah, because he was fucking stressing me out, but, like, still, I wasn't using it. I was literally like, okay, when I start to fucking freak out and I'm going into, like, a child tantrum state, you need to kind of turn off, right? Because in Indonesia, like, weed isn't a thing. We can't have marijuana here. Not yet. Fingers crossed. Thanks, Indonesia. Thanks for legalizing it for medical concerns, because that's where we're going. I feel it. I feel it. It's awesome. So, yeah, I think a lot of it, um, it needs to be, it's like if people are just doing it to numb, I think it's not good. If you're doing it because you're like, I'm really overwhelmed and I'm having anxiety and I need to just fucking kick it down, like I think 9 times out of 10, hands down, that plant medicines, that herbal remedies, excuse me, that herbal remedies are far better than pharmaceuticals. Far better than pharmaceuticals, like 100 to 10. Like there's no whatever, you know? And a lot of other things are very addictive, you know? When people are smoking, like the most it makes you do is get into the state. So the female plant, right? The female plant, because there's the male plant, which is the hemp, which is where all of the structure and fibers and materials and ropes and paper, where everything is made from, right? A lot of the different um tinctures, medicines, things like that are coming from the masculine plant. The feminine plant is the psychoactive, right? And so if we think about it on the scale of like the golden ratio, right? The rectangle and the rectangle and the rectangle and the rectangle coming down and down and down and down and down is basically, that's the masculine, the linear state, right? The grounded, whatever. The feminine is the spiral. And so it's the same thing. When you're taking of the feminine plant, you're going to be more in this creative space. You're going to be more in an ethereal space, because masculine is a foundation, it's grounding, and feminine is creative, right? So it's more floaty. That's why sometimes people that smoke a lot are like, let me get some tobacco, right? Like if like when I went to Thailand, like when I go to different places or people are too much around me, like I got to smoke tobacco. Why? Because it grounds me. It's a masculine plant. It grounds me. It makes me not be like, woo. Does that make sense? So, sending you so much love. Everybody's sending you so much love. Your friends call you the herbalist because you use more herb than farm meds, only to find out that your great grandmother treats people with herbs. This is a reality, Faye. This is why they were burning witches. This is literally why, because they knew, because they could channel in what type of herbs to use to heal people. And they were like, witchcraft. That's literally why they were burning women, because they're like, if they figure out that they can do everything on their own, they don't have to be subservient. We better scare them. And that's why I'm saying, when people are like, what's the real solution to the great academies and different weird shit that's going on in the world? And I'm just like, cock chop, bro. Cock chop. Because obviously, like, there's more trannies out there than we know, right? They're seeking masculine attention. That's how you know if somebody, like, you know how I know you're gay? If you're a man and you're more concerned about receiving the masculine energy than you are to women that are in the group, right? That women that are around you. Right? There's this kid that was messaging me and trying to be like, oh, well, you have a nice ass or whatever. Like the way that he said it, and I was like, that's so funny. Like all my gay friends said it the same way. And he was like, well, straight people, like, I was like, whatever, you can be bi or gay. I don't really care. It's your own thing. And he was like, well, I'm fucking straight. And I was like, no, you're not, bro. I like, we stayed in my friend's house for like almost a week. And I'm just like, I was there swimming like in a thong in the pool every fucking day. This kid had nothing, nothing. And we were talking, but like they cared more. Every man in that house cared more, except for the one that came in, except for what's his name? The Mr. Epi. He was the only one. Oh, there was another French dude that came in and he was like, wow, you're beautiful. But he admitted straight off that he swung both ways. So he was like, are you doing this? Like, can I be in? I was like, bro, this guy is like my uncle. I don't know what you're talking about. This is like whatever. And anyways, this kid, for like 5 days or a week, we're in the same place, and never once hit on me. It's like always seeking the masculine approval. That tells me you're fucking at least you're bi. If you're not gay, you're bi, okay? Like I said, I come from the Bay. I come from San Francisco, okay? Shout out to all my beautiful LGBTQ community because there is plenty out there that are amazing, okay? Plenty that are amazing. And I send all of my love. Send all of my love, okay? But they'll tell you straight up, I'm like mildly and androgynous looking, but I'm for sure not a man. If I was a tranny, like, don't you think I'd have my tits like much bigger and up to here? Like, what the fuck? People are so funny. Um, but yeah, so this is what we're doing, right? Natural medicines, natural healing, all of this stuff. Yeah, strength. And that's what it is it takes a lot of strength, right? But when we see people in this state, it's like, don't try to come back and pretend like you're attracted to me when you had a fucking week every day and I was walking around half fucking dressed, and like you were not. Like because you saw some picture where it's just my ass and you're like envisioning it being the dude whose dick you suck. I don't really know. I don't know what these dudes are on, but the reality is it's more likely if I see you like, well, what do I need? How do I need to phrase it? That's what he ended up saying to me. How do I need to phrase it? I just never responded because I'm just like, you know what? You don't need any more of my attention because the reality is once somebody shows you, like once you clock how people act around other people or in social situations, it tells you everything you need to know. Like for me, I'm always the observer. I'm always just like, okay, whatever, observing, 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 right? But when people are like, when all these dudes are like on each other's dicks, bro, and like I'm like one chick or there's two chicks and there's like 10 dudes and they're like all fucking wanking each other off instead of being like all on the one chick. Like it tells me everything I need to know. On top of them being fucking French, I mean, what do you think? Like I just assume you're gay or bi, like whatever. French people are weird like that. They're freaks. They're freaks. But I mean, I come from a city of freaks. You could walk around naked in San Francisco, right? 100%. As long as you're not perdiddling yourself or uh, going to do it like being on anybody else, you can be naked. You can be butt naked cruising through San Francisco, like totally a thing. I saw this kid that I know post this video like a couple weeks ago, and it was like they were doing this ride. They do the same. They do the same. It's called Critical Tits. Um, it's a bike ride that they used to do at Burning Man, and it's just like all it's like all topless or whatever, naked bike ride. And they're doing this. There's like a whole thing going through all the San Francisco streets, and they're doing all this. And my friend's like, "You gotta love San Francisco. Like this is the type of shit you just see on a fucking Wednesday or a Tuesday. Like you don't even know." And like so for me, I come from a place of um like a totally different space, where body positivity is a thing. And my other friend from the Bay basically told me something interesting. He was like, what's funny is it's only it's only tranny like men that dress as women, right? That come from these smaller states or whatever, like in America, that are like, I'm a woman, that are really like fighting for it. Cause he was like, bro, like, cause he lives part time also in Thailand. And he was like, the funny thing about it is they're just like, yeah, we're lady boys. It's like they admit that like they look prettier because they're wearing a bunch of shit and that they look prettier than some of the girls, but they're like, we lady boy, like they're not trying to pretend to be something that they're not. They're fully embodying that thing that they are. They're like, yeah, we got these fake everything. You know, we got like put plastic surgery and here and there and everywhere, but we also still got a dingle dangle. And like you trying to you trying to check it out, you know? So I think a lot of people need to really understand like when they're going on and on and on like this, like that's great. You're just adding to the case. Like all you're doing is adding to the case. Like that's all you're doing. And then I had this epiphany this morning because I thought, wow, when my ex was dating this other chick, I thought, wow, she's so haggard. He went from such a pretty girl and to this really haggard old woman. And then when I saw this hand dressing as a tranny in one of his passports, whole nother name, or maybe he used to be, I don't really fucking know. I'm not even gonna go through it. Anyways, I realized I was like, ah, was he trying to take her identity because she was masculine enough for him to pull her to dress up as her and to steal her shit? And then it didn't work out. So then, like, all right, we're gonna take your shit. I don't know, you know, like I was like, what? The ancestors were like, he didn't like her and he wasn't attracted to her. He was attracted to the fact that he needs a new fucking passport and a new identity. And he thought if he offed her, he could fully get it. My identity, I think they were stealing for somebody else. And that didn't turn out too good because as they started to open things up in my name and different things like that, they realized there's actually people like that were looking for me. Imagine that. Remember me. Oh, 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 oh. They try to keep the 9 of Wands. Meanwhile, whole time they're playing with their wands. Yeah, exactly. Like they're just giving themselves extra work. And like that's the thing, is like every person, like for instance, they put it on there, every hit, everything they owe, which is even funnier because the ancestors are like, oh yeah, we did that. Because here's the thing, if these people are constantly drinking and getting fucked up or doing whatever, you know, whatever, or they try to do this to be vengeful or whatever they did, like the reality is they can make them go and be like, oh, report them, like, look at how collective is a whore and a Jezebel and a fucking whatever. And they're just like, that's crazy because we've been monitoring them for fucking years. So where's this footage and shit coming up from? Like, what were you doing? Either you took pictures or you took some type of video and then you created it and you made a whole new thing. Again, human trafficking, sex trafficking, sexual assault, identity theft, deprivation of character, record illegally, what is it? Recording somebody without their consent, you know, illegally, and then reproducing it. So that's now that's where it comes down again to the identity theft because they're selling your shit as you, but mainly the biggest ones are the two essays and the sex trafficking, human trafficking, and identity theft because they're making something up. They falsely collected it. So they're just giving themselves more felonies. They're just giving themselves more felonies is basically what's going on. These people are just literally burying themselves. You know, what's really funny is I made this comment of like, you know, you dug your grave, like you dug your grave and now you can sleep in it. And my fucking ex literally went and told everybody that I wanted to put him in the grave because it's just fucking to be dramatic. It's like, oh, you're trying to kill him and put him in. It's like, no, you only thought that because you were trying to kill me. It's actually an expression. Like you made your bed, now you can sleep in it. You dug your grave, now you can lie in it. I don't have a haircut. I don't have a haircut. My hair is back. My hair. I'm using these. What do you call it? Um, I'm using the hat is because in order for me to stay on here longer, this fluorescent light, it's like way too high for me to change, and it like fucks with my eyes. I'm using these little sticks from the incense and to have my little bun buns. But like that's the thing, right? If people want to hate, right? If people want to hate and um, if people it's like people wish. They're like, "Oh, I wish you were." They're just mad. So thing, people that call women men are basically demasculated. Like it's like so anyways, I'm a good sport, right? I'm a good sport. Who are you? Thin pale outlaw. Okay, thin pale outlaw. Um Now when someone says something like this, like we can laugh about it. He's like, gotta be honest, he or she, I don't know if you're a man or a woman. I don't like I could say the same. No, just kidding. Your name and your picture throw me off too, but no. Guys says this, gotta be honest. This is for people that come and watch us later so they can understand what's so funny. Gotta be honest, the hat and the haircut is throwing off the vibes. Like, I will laugh about that because at least somebody is actually being honest. Like, you're not trying to attack me. You're just like, I'm not really sure. Like, yeah, I can be very androgynous. Like when I wear my hat, when I actually put on a hat, I'm going for a more androgynous look, and it's because I go out. It's because when I go out, I live in a village, and so when I go farther than a farther thing, I go out trying to look a little bit like a boy, right? And the reason for that is actually because I just want them to think I'm just a guy. Like if they're just like, "Oh yeah, we saw that. We saw that Boule girl. She's like always around here." Like I just like to switch up. I like people on their toes, keep that shit switched up so they don't know. You don't really you never know. They hate me. That's why because they got turned down. But anyways, when men, they didn't like that. That's why they shut it off. When men are so demasculated by the fact that a woman can be more of a woman and a man than they can, woman is more powerful in her masculinity and her femininity than they are in both. Again, it's a demasculated man. And that's why they're just like, I'm gonna try to be better. I'm gonna try to look like a better bitch than whatever, like, no, you're being a bitch. Like, if you were comfortable and you're masculine, you wouldn't have to play and dress up like a feminine. Also, if you're comfortable and you're masculine, you could happily play dress up and it would just be that. You wouldn't have to attack other people. When people attack other people, it's generally so now we know. um Okay, so you're new here, the Pale Outlaw. If you want to see what I actually look like as a girl, subscribe and you got to go check out some of my stuff. Uh, Most of my videos are live. I go live every day. I notice some people go in and like a lot of the stuff, but it's like a year or more old. But I mean, you can still check it out. You can see I'm more of a, what do you call it? Like a, what's that? What's the name of that little animal? Chameleon. I'm a bit of a chameleon. I'm a bit of a chameleon. So sometimes I can look like a little fairy. Sometimes I can look like an evil witch. Sometimes I can look like a boy. And sometimes I can just be that bitch. You never know. You never know. You never know. But that's what makes it fun, right? Like what? Who told people that they only have one way that they can act or look or express? And that's like what people really hate. It's like coming from California and coming from different places of where people, it's like people want to say like, oh, well, you're acting like, bro, y'all haven't even seen me act. You guys haven't. Nobody's even seen me get into a fucking character yet. I'm just playing. I'm just here playing around. Like I haven't even stepped into character. um, Red lipstick. I do red. I do orange, purple. Generally, I think when I don't have my eyebrows or my mascara, I look more androgynous, especially with the blonde. I look definitely more androgynous. When my hair is a color or when it's darker, it's definitely more feminine. But today also I'm wearing something that's like super chill and comfy. I love my bamboo. Yeah, but that's because yeah, like I have only just eyeliner and a little bit of shimmer. I have no mascara. Normally I have mascara the same color as my nails, and normally I have colored eyebrows and all this other stuff. And so whatever, that's why they maybe think that's what I'm saying is like people are taking pictures of me and then putting it on whoever is fucking. And so that just tells me that this bitch next door probably maybe I don't know. Maybe she likes fucking trannies or something like that, because every time I talk about how we don't attack how when other people attack you, it's because their lack, it's because it's a projection, right? And like that's why I'm talking to you. That's why nobody's blocked you. That's why nobody's moderated you out of here, is because you're not attacking. You're like, I'm just curious. It's okay to be curious. There's nothing wrong with wanting to understand what somebody is attempting to project or display, right? Like that's honesty, that's authenticity. And that's why I will have the conversation with you about it. No problem, because you're not attacking. I don't like people that attack other people. I don't like people that make assumptions. Assumptions is an ass out of you and me. So, um, you personally have no problem with your masculinity. You're in Montana. You live in the woods, bears, moose, etc. Yeah, tight. That's awesome. So would I be more or less feminine if I was wearing my camouflage? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just playing with you. I'm just playing with you. So, anyways, look at this. On this, it says blend or meld. And yeah, that's part of it, right? Part of laying low and part of being a secret agent or whatever people want to say. I'm a spy. I'm a I'm a whatever. Part of it is learning how to blend in and learning to, be more adaptable, more chameleon, right? What does it say? Blend, meld, the 10 of cups. This is like where you're happy, because you came in after all these people were in the beginning. Pale Outlaw. There was a bunch of people talking shit, saying that whatever I'm doing on P is then their favorite tranny whore or something like this. Like you missed it. Anyways, King of Coins, dedicated, adamant, the moon, lunacy, and delusion. Okay, so you guys had some type of you guys are getting some type of wish fulfillment again. Like what you're about to get blessed from the universe. You're getting this love, you're getting this payout, you're getting something like this. The King of Coins, dedicated, adamant, and it's due to your dedication. Yeah, you missed the trolls in the first hour. They were going hard. This is like I was laughing. The ancestors were laughing. So you guys, be due to your commitment, due to your dedication, due to your adamant dedication, right? And due to basically, this is basically what they're saying. The ancestor, like, listen, you're dedicated and you don't let other people, right? This lunacy or delusion, you don't let people that are lunatics, you don't let people running some delusional version of you, some delusional depiction of you, some lunacy, right? You're not letting that. You're like, all right, whatever. You want to say that I'm hiding secrets or that I'm pretending to be this or I'm pretending to be that or whatever, like it's probably just my ex trying to make some fucking money because he's a fucking loser. Most likely. Probably. And because he likes to fuck with men. I don't know. You know? People are like, how can you never know? I'm just like, you never know when you live with somebody and 96% of the time together, you don't really know. Like you don't see that. Like especially when you're with somebody and you guys are hooking up many times a day, and especially when they love to, you know, go downtown forever. Like you just think like if somebody was gay, they wouldn't be, they wouldn't want to dive in your poontang every day, like many times, like for hours and hours. Like that's just not a normal thing. But if they are swinging both ways, and of course they like that juicy water that comes from the feminine, you know? So it's like, because you guys, because collective, you have literally stayed adamant and dedicated to whatever you is, regardless of all the people talking shit, regardless of all the other bullshits, the lies, they're trying to say you're secretly doing this or you're secretly doing that. Because you have stayed adamant about your job, about your stability, because you have shown, it's like what I was picking up on is like some of these people are basically claiming like that you couldn't follow through, that you weren't good with money, that you were fabricating things, that you were this, that, and the other thing collective. And the reality is actually you're everything in reverse of what they said, right? Everything in reverse. And in fact, you are a magician, but you're not doing any magic. You're not doing any illusionary magic. You're not doing you're just an alchemist, right? This is sorcerer or alchemist. It's like you're just rising above that shit. It's just like, all right, everybody's doing this. It's like literally like I could throw everybody under the bus. Like if everybody wants to see the footage, like what, be careful of the shit that you share. Cause unless you want your ass everywhere, like you better watch yourself. Just like the whore next door. Let's see you fucking running 3 dudes in one night, like dirty ass whore shit. Real time. Because they're trying to make it look like it's me. And that I'm here like some fucking cam, whatever. I don't really know. But anyways, you guys collective, you're out here and you're just in this magician state. And because you've just been alchemizing and alchemizing and alchemizing all of their stuff. Hello, Paul. Thank you for your cute comment. See, who knows, right? Who knows? To some people, it's like some people think that the strength of femininity or a woman should be always very soft and quiet and subservient. Now, other people are like, damn, this bitch could be a dom and a sub. Like, woo, she knows what she wants, so she's not fully subservient. Because the reality is I think a lot of men for a long time have been struggling with this balance of control. Where like they want to be in control, they think they want to be in control, they think they want to be the boss because they've been taught that. That's patriarchal programming that they've been taught that for so long. But I think the reality is like they're scared. They're just like, everything's getting out of control. How do we change this? What do we do? Right. And they're just like, we don't even know. And it's like, well, if you were just providing the protection, the security, I believe everybody has their own things, like everybody's having their own individual experience, right? We're all source experiencing itself individually, like, but we're all part of this larger collective, right? And so, with all of that being said, it's like to each his own, to each his own. But if you play dress up as a man, that's cool. But if as a man, your choice is to embody something that you didn't choose, a body that you didn't choose to come into, like if you're strapping on a bunch of things, like you're not leveling up to fourth and fifth densities. If you're pretending to be something that there's no lies, there's no deception, there's no manipulation, that doesn't exist in fourth, fifth, sixth densities. It just doesn't. It cannot. It's not possible. And that's what people don't seem to understand. So if you incarnated, we choose what body, what time, where we incarnate into. Now, I can understand that many people have experienced many past lives. So let's say they experienced past lives as women or as men, and they came here and to have part of their experience is to like experience maybe being in a different body. That's totally, I guess that's totally a thing. The reality is your soul signed up to come into whichever sex that you chose to enter for a reason. Each person chose what their body looked like, chose their parents, chose what place in the world. Like we chose all of this as angels or whatever before we entered this space. So for me, when I see men lacking the ability to create safety, security, and support because they need the princess treatment, I'm just like, you ain't coming to the new earth. because your job is the protector. And this is where patriarchy has fucked men up so bad, because they want them in their princess mode. Because if they're in their princess mode, then they can't protect the divine feminine. The divine feminine then has to be in her masculine energy, which means the feminine is what creates, is what brings, is what the womb man, right? The man is a manifestation from the motherfucking womb, not from nowhere, not for nothing. But anyways, the reality is like, we are in the business of creating this new era, this new earth, this new, everything new. And what does that mean? We're birthing something new, which means the womb magic. The womb is the creation. So many of us aren't actually physically birthing children, but we are. The womb magic is what helps to birth this new world, these new concepts, this new idea. And men are so fucking jealous that they're literally that inadequate, that they're like, no, we're going to create machines that are going to eliminate organic substance so we can be, so man made the world better. Like, bro, you're chill, because like, women are directly connected to source. If we can turn, if we can turn if we can turn just a little bit of DNA and grow a whole child in our womb space, imagine if we're actually connected to divine feminine, to the earth. And if we're actually connected and it's actually protected, and women don't have to be in their masculine, right? They can be in their soft feminine. And when they're in that state, they can create, and we're manifesting, right? It's a manifestation, a womb man. The manifestation is coming from the womb. Okay. So in order to have that happen, that means we need to be soft in the feminine. If the feminine is forced to be in the masculine instead of in the feminine, then they're winning. Then you are paying and playing the game for the deletes as their little fucking puppet shows, because you're now a masculine acting out of your masculinity and a feminine acting out of your femininity. I don't mean being androgynous and playing dress up. I'm number one, bro. I'm a costume designer, right? I love when people love to play dress up and get into fucking character. Like, I will never tell somebody no. Do it. Let your inner child have a blast. But understand that you're playing dress up and that's not your identity. That's a character that you're stepping in and out of, just like actors, right? Like, everybody's like, oh, well, this person is like this because this is the role. No, that's the role that they always get casted for. You have no fucking idea what that actual person is like. Most of the time, their accent isn't even what you're hearing. It's crazy. But that's what's happening, and that's what they're getting the collective to kind of participate in. So if men are in this princess treatment, then women have to be the woman and the man, which means the manifestation is now being disrupted or slowing down, right? So man's job is to provide, protect. And it doesn't mean, okay, you're the only one that's going to, or you're the whatever. It doesn't mean like that. It's to provide, is to provide the container or the. A man is in competition with a woman, he is a fucking faggot. I'm sorry. Hands down, the end. And again, like I said, I've dated men, I've dated women. It's neither here nor there. I'm not saying anything, right? I am just myself, right? I am just myself. Like, I'm not this, I'm not that, I'm not this, I'm not that, I am just me. I don't need a fucking label. I am myself, authentically myself. And I'm not judging. I am just the truth speaker. I am just the messenger. Don't fucking shoot me. But the reality is, is listen, either you have the ability to embody safety, like masculinity, or you don't. Now, each one of us has masculine and feminine energies, right? Maybe today, because I had to do a lot more work and stuff that like men should actually be doing for me, like maybe I'm like more in an androgynous mood. If I was just getting to play and make my little art in my sketchbook, right? The future is feminine. Matriarchy, meow. If I was just getting to make art and be creative, it would be completely different. And the more that feminine gets to calm down and connect to source and divine and create, the more beautiful we're going to see the exterior. But while men are being pussy ass motherfucking bitches because they are jealous and because they're in competition. If you are in competition for a woman, like you don't even have to be a man pretending to be a woman. You don't even have to do that. Let's say you see that the woman is shining, right? This is why this is why I know that's how I actually found out he was gay, is because I was like, wow, he was really that jealous of me. That's crazy. And that's why I was like, you gotta be fucking halfies at least, or fullies, and you're just pretending, right? A lot of psychopaths, a lot of narcissists, a lot of Machiavellian people, they have a pretty person of the opposite sex, the most pretty person they can find, because it makes them look less like a little than they are. It's just kind of a thing. I don't know. It's like just statistics. So any man that is in competition with a woman and not understanding that we require both the structure and the form, is literally a little pussy ass bitch. I don't really care. You're like not even princess mode. You're like a fucking kindergartner that needs a nap because you missed the fucking plot. You missed the plot. And so that's just part of what it is. 38. I don't know what that number is, but you like strong women, you do martial arts, so you don't really look for women needing to be protected. You look for someone with the warrior mindset. Yeah. For me too. I did lots of martial arts. Lots of studied in jiu-jitsu, karate, judo, MMA, kickboxing, boxing, like not like I grew up with all brothers, like, to each his own. And the reality is like if we're in the end, like as much as man would like a little princess ass woman, like the way that things are going, like do you like women don't want to be man's mommy, just like a a man doesn't want to be a woman's daddy, like, oh, daddy, like they may have some fun with role playing with that or something, but it's like at some point in time you don't want to be treating this person, your partner, as a child, and you want to be like, yeah, I find strength, we find strength, and we build strength together. But the reality is the more a masculine is comfortably strong in his divine masculinity, or at least working towards it, the softer and more effeminate that the feminine will look and will be. It's just a natural thing, right? It's just the natural balance of nature. So when people come on here and they say that, I'm just like, oh, well, you obviously are a demasculated masculine. Maybe you are ugly or a nerd or the fucking Unabomber kid, or you just like, maybe you have a little dangle dangle. And so you decided to get some fucking bolt-ons. I don't really know. You were jealous that women get more attention. And then you want to come in here and try to call women like, bitch, I've been having, like I've been menstruating my entire life. Like nobody can tell me I'm not a woman, and no man that is getting a change to become a woman can tell me that he will ever be a woman, because you never bleed. You don't have a womb. So you cannot be a womb man. It's more likely for a woman to have a transitional surgery and testosterone and hormones to become a man. It's more likely that that woman will embody more of a male embodiment than a man could ever eat. A man can never be a woman. They can play dress up. They can take hormones to grow some fucking whatever, but they can never be a womb man because they don't have a fucking womb, because they don't bleed, because they don't cycle. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. And I don't care if I open up a fucking can of worms. I don't mind. Most of the trannies like that I know love to do shows. They love to do shows. They love to act. They understand that they are in character and that they're putting on an act. That is their whole thing. They love to play fucking dress up. And I'm just like, fuck yeah, more power to you. But if you're going around pretending to be something that you're not, or accusing people to be something that you wish you were that you're not, like, you know, you got to stop. Like, stop. Just themselves, and they're missing the plot. Like, if you are not comfortable, if you cannot balance your own masculine and feminine energies, you're not elevating. You're going to become food, soil, fuel, period. Like, it's like 3 to 5% of the populace will ascend. Everybody else will descend. I'm just keeping it real. Just keeping it real. Ancestors are like, let them fucking know. Because either you're protecting this new earth that we're birthing, and if you're masculine energy and you're jealous or attacking a feminine energy that's birthing a new, that's part of that manifesting what is new and coming into our reality, then like that's gonna fucking cost you. It's gonna cost you. To each his own. Everybody's gonna know whatever it's gonna cost them. Or if you don't know, you're gonna find out real fucking quick. Good name for them, the Deletes. Hey, Jackie Jones, nice to see you. Yeah, a feminine multiplies. You're absolutely right, Faye. A divine feminine multiplies everything given to her, even if she's not divine. A woman amplifies and multiplies anything that you give to her. That is not man's job. Their job is to build, to create, safety, sturdy, blah, blah, blah. And the reason why so many people are going like this and like that, like I can tell you right now, when I was in America, like they're putting so much fucking hormones, so much antibiotics, so much different stuff in all of the meat, in the water, and the everything. And they're doing that intentionally, because if you are birthing a new era and a new earth, like let's say we're moving into this matriarchal movement, right? Patriarchy meow. Check on my page. I'm doing coloring contests. I'm going to make slaps. I'm going to make stickers. I posted both of these in their drawing, so you can screenshot it and like print it out or whatever and color them, and send them back. Maybe send them to my email or something like this. I'm not exactly sure where yet, but because the reality is as we're moving into this matriarchal mindset, we need the people that are working in the woods, the people that are like the most manly men are the people that are going to be able to build, right? If you can build, if you can work with like tools and tractors or whatever, if you garden, if you tend the actual planet Earth yourself, like boom, you are masculine. The masculine is the tender to the garden, so the garden can bloom, right? That's what it is. So they help to create the structure and the form, while the female says, okay, now like, let's say the man is like, okay, this is the property. And the woman's like, all right, here's what I see. I see the house here and the fucking sauna there and the blah, blah, blah. And make sure we turn it at this angle because the view. And the masculine's like, listen, we have to actually angle it like this because of north, south, because they're more linear. They're more structured. So this is north, this is south. We want things to grow like this. And we're like, oh, that's perfect. Now we understand. But it takes both. It takes both to be balanced. But I do believe it's not going to be the meat-headed masculines. I believe it's the ones that actually know how to work, how to protect, and how to do these things, right? It is it's so important. It's so important. So impotent. It's potent. It's how we really rise into this new state, because in order for feminine to create, she can't be so worried about fucking taking care of everything, right? When you manifest, right? When you create the manifest, if you're still worried about this and that, or you're in survival mode, or you're scared, or you having to survive, then you cannot thrive, you cannot create. So what patriarchy has created is like what men are hating about the system that's going on right now is basically that patriarchy has created them in this certain way and women in the certain way. And now men are like, well, women are trying to take jobs and da da da. Like, no, women are sick of this and that. And because you guys haven't been doing a good job, we're just like, all right, someone's got to step in and do something. Clearly, you ain't. Can you guys help me? They love to try to cut off. Maybe they need a little Lorena Bobbitt visit because they be here chopping, chopping. Yeah, exceed, surpass. That's why they're mad. They're mad, okay? And the reality is like people think that feminism is about hating men. It's not about hating men. It's about helping men to step back in to their masculinity and a safe space, right? Matriarchy doesn't exile men, doesn't make men subservient bitches and like whatever, like patriarchy has made women. It's not the inverse. It's not. It's about understanding that to be really in connection with source and connection with self, we have to do things a little bit differently because what we have been programmed is all wrong. It's all wrong. So it's okay. It's okay to admit, I'm still figuring out how to step into my femininity. I'm still figuring out how to step into my masculinity. One of my friends was like, don't you think you're acting a little bit bitter? And I was like, bitter? Of what? What am I bitter of? Like, I was like, if I'm bitter, then call me a Sour Patch. First I'm sour and then I'm sweet. But like, if I have to do the man's job and the woman's job, then you're going to get the sailor, you're going to get my sailor ass side, you're going to get my pirate ass side, and you're going to get that. That's just what it is, because that's how feminine has to because she's not being protected by what she created to be her protection, what she manifested to be her stability and protection, so she could keep creating. Instead, they're like, we're gonna create because you're surpassing us. You're exceeding and surpassing us because you're smarter, because you're more capable, because women outdo men in every fucking category. But probably somewhere along the line, women were like, oh, well, we feel bad for their ego, so just let them have this win. Yeah, just let them have this win a few times. But now women are like, you know what, actually, maybe we shouldn't do this anymore. Maybe we shouldn't get on board with that because we're like, the state of the world isn't looking so good. So now we need to step up and start doing something else, So yeah, divine feminine multiplies. So if you give her a shit attitude, then you're going to get a shit attitude. If you attack her, then you may get attacked back. If you support her, then you'll probably receive her support back. And when you receive feminine support back, it's going to be tenfold whatever dumb shit you were imagining just by holding space. Just by holding space. Sometimes protection doesn't mean fighting other people or fighting with feminine. It just means protecting her emotional energy. To be honest, men are more emotional than women. Women are just exhausted when they have to be in their masculine because they're being out of character. Divine is DI. You're basically saying you're taking out, you're divining, you're in the vine, you're discluding the divinity in it. I've seen this a lot going around. Just Tyreek, feminine wants, okay, wait. It's at a point where the feminine wants that true divine male, but don't want to play the role of feminine. Feminine cannot play. See, here's the thing. And this is why I know that you're a man, not a woman. Because we don't play roles. You guys do. You guys are trying to play roles because we are far exceeding you as masculine and as feminine. Masculine want a woman that like their mother, their father or their grandfathers had, but they're not providing the same shit that their grandfathers were providing. My grandmothers were cooking and cleaning and doing that shit every day and carrying the kids and doing everything, taking care of the home and doing everything. But both of my grandfathers, they were paying for fucking everything. They provided the safety. They provided the security. They never had to worry about if there was going to be money to put food on the table. They never had to worry about someone fucking attacking them. They never had to worry about anything. So they could be in their feminine. So again, it's not a role. It's not a role. It's a state of being. If a man wants a woman to be in her feminine, then you have to be in your goddamn masculine. You have to provide and fucking protect. Period. There is no role. Women do not play roles unless they are fucking actresses. If they're playing a role, it's because what masculine has taught them is if they pretend to be like this, then they can get some money because a man can't actually give them the money, which is what they're supposed to be doing, is providing that anyways. So they're like, all right, I play something. If a woman is playing a role, it's because she actually doesn't respect you. It's because you actually aren't fulfilling your job, and she has to act to get what she needs. And that's why you're finding that literally like 70% of females are leaving the males because they don't want to be a man. They want to be a princess, but they expect a woman to be in their feminine. They're not allowing them. It's just, look at the world. People are like, oh, 62 million. No, it was 82 million. It was 62 million views of the Grape Academy in February. But in March, it was 82 million. Let's just get that fucking straight, because I'm really sick and tired of seeing 62. It was probably because Valentine's Day, women were feeling like maybe they were like agreeing to hang out with all these fucking loser ass men. Do you ever see women, like, where do you see women attacking men? Where do you see women raping men? Where do you see any of this? You don't. It's man's problem of women superseding everything that the man does, because the man has been demasculized, and it's not by the feminine. It's by the fucking patriarchy. The thing that you think how the system should run is the exact reason why it's not acting the way that you want it to. If we were in matriarchy, women would be super in their feminine because they wouldn't be treated subservient. We were made as equals, but to be honest, we supersede in every fucking category and everything. In education, in doctrine, in medicine, in schooling, in birthing child, building things, creative, decorate, like everything. Women are far above men in every fucking field. Literally. So men need to pull their dicks out of their asses and their heads out of their friends' fucking asses and get it the fuck together, because women are never going to chill down. We're going to literally eliminate all the men and create the safe space so we can flourish. Because how, if women have to fucking have location on because they're maybe going to go hang out with some guy that says they want to take her to dinner or do something nice, but they got to worry if they're going to be raped or murdered or drugged or trafficked. A man never has to worry about that. So they are the ones that are lacking the discipline to create the fucking safety. Let's switch the fucking roles. All men were meant to be veiled. What if men had to have to close themselves? That doesn't happen. Why does that not happen? Oh, we don't know. But women have to cover themselves up, but they have to be women, but they can't show anything. Because why? Because a man might fuck or rape you, because they might not be able to use their fucking head up here because they're too busy working with their head down here. You guys are the inferior species, period. Everything that's created in the womb, man, everything that's produced in our womb, everybody starts first as an asshole. Some people never graduate from that. Let's just start with that. Secondly, as a feminine. The feminine's body decides what to produce. And guess what? When there is danger, when there's imminent danger or whatever that's going on in the world, you know what is born more of? Females, not males. The womb stops producing males. Why? Oh, I don't know, because they're the predatorial species. Women are not predatorial. They are just trying to survive in a predatorial existence. So if you want women to chill out, then create a fucking safer environment. The end. The end. Period. So it is what it is. I never seen any woman have a divine masculine that they didn't respect. Everyone that I know that has actually divine connections are super high vibrational. I know a lot of men that think they're a divine masculine. They're not a divine masculine just because you have a dick. It's about an embodiment, straight up. It doesn't matter if you were born with a dick. It doesn't make you a divine masculine. Just like being born with tits and a womb and a pussy don't make you a divine feminine. It's about an initiation. And I can tell you're a child because you would not be saying that women need to be softer if you were in your divine masculine. Every woman would be soft around you because she would feel fucking safe. The fact that it's like this, you're probably watching weird fucking porn, rape a cat. You're probably doing shit like this. Just straight up. You want the honest truth? I channel directly from source. What source wants me to download you it? Hey, Matu, love my hat. Thank you. Cookies is actually a really I believe this is a strain. Men are meant to tend to the garden. They're meant to be the gardeners or the shepherds. They're meant to tend. If they don't tend and pull all the weeds and the dark shit out of their garden, then they're creating hell. You can't expect a woman to be an angel if you cannot provide. Angels don't reside in hellscapes. Angels reside in heaven, bro. So if a woman is being feisty, it's because you're not in your masculine. Whether you have a dick or not doesn't make you in your masculine. It sure as fuck doesn't make you a divine masculine. I've seen maybe a fucking handful of them in my entire lifetime. And I work in the field of very conscious people. So it is what it is. Well, if we're not getting men out of character, men are out of character dressing up like trannies and pretending to be women because of their inadequacy. Where did it, like, what woman was ever like, you know, it'd be really fun if we dress this dude up and we tell him to act like a little pussy ass bitch? No woman ever fucking said that. She may have been like, oh, it's fun for us all to play dress up together, for sure. But no woman ever wanted a man to pretend to be a woman. That's bullshit. That's a man's inadequacy because he couldn't be a man. So instead, he's trying to take on the image as a female to deprivate the feminine being, to make a mockery, straight up. So unless you're playing dress up and it's in a funny comedic way, which that's generally what drag and trannies are doing. That's what drag shows are. They're trying to be comedic. They're trying to be playful. But no, men are doing this. The only reason men are out of character, it's not lacking the capacity and the self-discipline to be fucking men. Grow some fucking nuts with your fucking dick and handle your shit, bro. Handle your shit. Because if you were actually in masculine energy, you would only be attracting feminine energy, not fucking trifling ass whores, prostitutes. No, you wouldn't be attracting that. You wouldn't be attracting that. Why is feminine and survival mode? Because you guys aren't doing your goddamn job. If you were doing your job right, then the balance would, the fucking universal balance. It's the law of correspondence. It's the law of attraction. And you guys are just too fucking in your own shit that you can't step into your own fucking shoes, that you want to put on some fucking stilettos and fucking prance yourself around as if to be any more insulting. Like, you know what? We couldn't be a man, so now we're gonna fucking practice to be a woman because we couldn't, but we don't respect women. But like, we're women. Bitch, no, you're not. You don't have a womb. You will never be. A woman that transitioned into a man is more of a fucking man than most fucking men I've seen. Period. Period. The end. You're a child. I'm going to delete you if I keep seeing dumb shit. No, there's flaws. There's no flaws in the feminine. Feminine is source creation. Feminine is only amplifying what you give. So if you give off bitch ass, pussy ass vibe, then guess what? You're gonna get a pussy ass, you're gonna get a bitch ass fucking pussy. She's gonna be bitchy because that's what you fucking delivered. So that's what you get times 10. It's an amplifier. Feminine is only an amplification. She is in this realm, not in the linear state. So where the safety and the stability, the sturdy is masculine isn't doing their job, because if they weren't being a pussy ass bitch, then they wouldn't get a bitch that has a pussy. Do you get it? It's the mirror image. Women only amplify what men do. The end. The end. The end. You're speaking truthfully. That's what's getting the reaction. Exactly. 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 It is the law of correspondence. It's divine order, bro. It's divine order. If you guys want the feminine to stop demasculating you, then step up, grow into your dick and your fucking balls and fucking stop wanking it. You're exuding your energy by being, I need women to be subservient and suck my dick. No, bitch. If you were a man, if you were really a fucking man, you would never have to ask for it. It would just be served to you, because they would be amplifying that safety, because you would feel good and they would feel good, and they would just be like, oh my God, I love you. You protected me. You provided for me. Let me provide for you. It's an amplification. So if you're not receiving women that act like that, it's because you ain't a fucking man. You're a bitch ass little boy. The end, bro. The end. And that's what it is. I'm speaking from whatever source is telling me, bro. This is what it is. The balance comes when masculine steps into their masculinity. Right now, how many women do you know? Let's just break it down. Let's just break it down for whoever's watching this later on. How many women are trying, are wishing that they were men? Zero. Zero, unless they're doing transitions. Literally, let's just say 98% of women have no interest in being in their masculine energy. Ask any fucking woman. I dare you to go out this week and ask women, do you enjoy to be in your masculine mode? Would you prefer to be a man than a woman? And I guarantee you, every fucking woman that you ask will be like, no, the only reason I'm in this state is because there is no men. Where are all the men? I don't know. There's a lot of dicks running around that like to flap their fucking mouths, but ain't nobody doing nothing. So that's the reality of the situation. But I guarantee every woman that you ask is going to say, no, I would prefer to be in my soft girl era. I'm only having to be like this because a man promises that it wrote checks that his ass couldn't cash. It's cool. I'm speaking from the divine. And like I said, I've been saying this for a while. The divine is like, listen, either men can start to worship women and understand that life itself came from fucking women, and that men are supposed to be worshiping women, not the fucking other way around. In case you didn't realize, everything has been misconstrued. So everything that has been as it is actually bullshit. It is a patriarchal programming. Men are meant to serve women, to be of service and of safety and providing for women, not the other way around. And you're going to get a more willing woman if you're providing. The end. It is. And that's why you find all of these men. That's why you find all of these men that want to be trannies and want to be women, because they're just like, well, either because they were forced to be too masculine, or because in male culture, they're not masculine enough and they're not wanking each other off and doing weird shit. And they're like, wait, I can't get on board with that. And so what they're doing is like, well, I'm going to be a woman because I want princess treatment. I want men to look at me You want men to look at you? Why, unless you were a fucking faggot, if you were a man, would you want men to stare at you and desire you as a woman? Just think about it. Just take a fucking hot minute to just digest that. Homo much? Because they're fucking faggots. I'm sorry, not sorry. And I have plenty of, like I said, I come from San Francisco. My cousin is gay. So many of my friends are gay, right? I've had boyfriends and girlfriends. Doesn't matter. None of that matters. I'm speaking in a factual note. Men that need princess treatment. I'm not saying men don't deserve spa days. I'm not saying men don't deserve love or they don't deserve soft days. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the majority of masculine figures, people that were born with dicks, expect women to cater to them, and it is wrong. It's what is out of balance in the entire fucking universe. That's why we have all the aliens and the ancestors and the fucking archangels and everybody coming down here to help the assistance of the collective conscious get into fourth and fifth and sixth densities. Why? Because we've been out of balance for so long. And the watchers, all of the watchers, they're divine feminine. So the ones that are now going to shift and recontrol, redistribute all of the energy on the planet that were actually sent here from the fucking head, we're awakening these primordial energies. And this is divine feminine that's like pissed. They're like, you know what? You guys have eradicated all of our work, all of our energy. You've made us subservient. You've raped, pillaged, whatever. Men don't have to go out and worry when they're a teenager to like self-defense because they might get raped, they might get kidnapped, they might get trafficked. Have you ever been in a car with a woman where or in a house with a woman where she was like, I want to fuck, and you were like, oh, if I don't let her fuck me, she might murder me? Fuck no, you haven't. So again, men are lacking the provision for women to be safe. That's not a women thing. That's a man lack. That's a man problem that men need to fix. And they don't fix it by saying, I need a subservient woman. They fix it by getting the fuck with themselves, the fuck off of porn sites, the fuck off of wanking, by holding their fucking chi, by being by the goddamn selves and doing the inner fucking work. Otherwise, you're not a man. You're a boy. You're a child. You're a man child. Period. That's it. This isn't anger or hate. This is I channel directly. So any people that don't understand, when I channel, okay, I'm not a trans channel, so I don't and let them start speaking through me. I say I will be in control of my body. I will never be possessed by any external forces, but I channel the energy and what they're telling me. That's what I do. I'm the messenger. Don't shoot the fucking messenger. I'm just here to deliver truth. I am just a truth speaker. I am just a messenger. Nothing more. Bass clap, you subscribe. Thank you. Big love. Nice to see you out here. I'm not angry, bro. You're the one that's angry because you're trying to make excuses. You're trying to say women need to know their role. No, men need to know their fucking role. Your role is subservient to women, which are the creators of life at fucking self. And until men start to be subservient to fucking women, we're not moving forward because we've been so out of balance for fucking eons. Capito? Huh? Eh? Vafanculo? Eh? 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 Capito? Do you fucking understand? It's a universal balance. It's the law of attraction and the law of correspondence. If you were a safe space of masculine, if there was a safe space, all women would be feminine. If there wasn't fucking creepers and rapists and murderers and all this weird shit out there, like I guarantee you, if we were just a matriarchal society, like Women would probably be frolicking around, tits out, like little fucking fairies, eating and drinking. And we would be totally fucking good with doing that because that's a woman's state, is to be like a little fairy nymph. That is woman's comfortable state. That's where women, and to create and to da 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 da, to care and to nurture one another and to be in this state. But we can't. We have to be like, oh my God. Because if I have this like this, then everybody's out here hitting on me like I'm some type of fucking whore. If I have it up like this and a t-shirt on, then I'm a fucking tranny. So whatever, bro. Whatever. You get what you give. And when men start giving it up for fucking women and let women have their fucking place and start being subservient to women, they're going to understand that the amplification of that situation is going to be beauty all over. You want the new earth? Like, do you want rapers, abusers, pedos? Or do you want a beautiful utopian like solar punk future? Do you want a Terminator pedo future or like a beautiful utopian solar punk future? Because even the earth, whether you're serving a physical woman that has tits and a pussy, or you're serving the earth, Mother Earth, Mother Nature, Mother Ocean, Mother Moon, everything. This whole planet is feminine in nature. And if you guys don't start serving the feminine, she will take you out. Whether it's an angry mob of women or the earth that creates like a natural disaster or a flood or a fucking fire that burns people down or fucking takes people away. It doesn't matter. It's just, this is a download, and I've been sharing this for over a year. For more than that, strictly like almost every day for over a year. That's why I started this whole movement, Matriarchy Now. You've probably seen it everywhere. I started this more than a year ago, okay? Why? Because people need to respect the feminine. It's not the other way around. Masculine needs to respect and be of service to feminine. Whether it is a woman or the planet, it doesn't matter. There's no way around it. Otherwise, you'll be eradicated. Otherwise, all mankind is going to be eradicated, or just men in general are going to be eradicated. And we'll just keep some for fucking, like we have plenty of sperm bank. You guys fucking gave plenty of that, but we may keep some around for seeding in the future. Like I'm just seeing like from a primordial state what they have shown me. And this is why I get so intense about it. This is why they get so intense about it, is because they're like, how many fucking times do we have to explain this to these dumb motherfuckers? Like, how ignorant do you have to be to think that male is superior to female when you fucking came from a pussy? Even if you're straight, you're still coming from a pussy. Hello, McFly. Good. Don't return this channel and stop talking. Okay. So anyways, I don't really fucking care. To be honest, I don't care what any of y'all fucking say. Hey, Eric, thank you for saying I'm beautiful. Hey, Base. Yeah, you understand. A few landsmen gonna be mad. Yeah, like the only reason why people are upset, like feminine has every right. Like feminine rage is the only thing that is going to create change on this fucking planet. It's the only thing that is creating change on this planet. In case you guys haven't figured it out, this matriarchal movement of women saying, you know what, we're going to step into office. We're going to save these fucking kids because all you men do is rape and traffic and pillage them and still treat women subservient. Like a fucking slave. Like we are not fucking slaves, bro. That's colonization. That's patriarchal at its fucking finest or fucking shittiest, however you want to put it. Like, you know, it's just, it is what it is, right? So many dicks out here flapping their mouths. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is they're mad because they don't seem to understand that women are like, the future is feminine. Period. The future is feminine. So unless you guys want to be completely eradicated, like the higher ups showed me, either men start being serving and caring and protecting feminine, or they will be eradicated. Now, whether that means the male species or all of fucking human species, because we're in the fifth, we're literally in the fifth mass extinction. I'm telling you, I talk to the fucking earth itself and to the higher ups, to the angelic realms, and to, you know, the Galactic Federation and all of these people and our beings, right? And what they say is literally, we're going to have to step in. They already wanted to eliminate the earth last year when fucking AI 3i Atlas came by. I had so much downloads for literally for months, and they just kept reiterating the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again, which is basically like we're in the fifth mass extinction. Like we don't see love, we don't see respect, we see ownership, we see all of these higher energies. And before this, when this planet was in Atlantis, when the Syrians, the Atlanteans, the Lumerians, when all of this was happening, before the Martians came, before the masculine energy came to dominate this planet, it was a feminine planet, still is a feminine planet. It's just the demiurge has created masculine to be the one running it, and patriarchy has continued the story to make God a man, bro. Goddess great, goddess good. People are fucking funny. They just have no idea. Yes, women are meant to be served and protected. Period. Women and children are meant to be served and protected. And what are we in? The literal inverse. So that has to completely reverse. Like my best solution is matriarchy, right? Because it's not the inverse of patriarchy, but it is a solution to where we're working better with the planet, with Mother Nature, and protecting the children and the women. As long as women and children are not safe, we will be eradicated from this planet. Period. We are literally in the fifth mass extinction. There's nothing like, look at how fast global warming is happening, guys. Like, bro, like all they show me is like Atlantis, when Atlantis happened, when Atlantis did this, and then they show me like when the Mayans, right? All the Mayans just like what? They just disappeared? No, they brought them to higher dimensions. All the ones that were murdering each other and doing weird shit, but the ones that were in devotion and working with the land and doing all this, they got to level up to another dimension, another dimension, another dimension, another dimension, another dimension, new galaxy set intergalactic planetary. But it's like the entire universe has sent all of these people down because the men that are in charge of this planet right now are about to fucking destroy it. And it's not just when we start worrying about bombing people and attacking people and nuclear weapons and raping and blah, 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 all of this crazy shit, you're now affecting the entire universal balance. And so that's why we're having all of these higher ups that are stepping in. Because it affects not just our planet, but man, it's just my planet and I'm going to blow this up because I'm fucking old and senile and I want to leave a fucking legend. Like, bro, no, you having a fucking mantrum. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, people don't want to grow. People don't want to grow. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing, Bass Clef. What you're saying is people like expectations is first. That's a problem. And expectation is a man's thing. Women have never been able to expect or receive what they deserve. So actually, women don't have expectations. For the first time in history, we're like, actually, we're creating bare minimums. The bar is fucking in the basement, bro. The bar is in the basement. So for men to say women don't give the love that they expect to receive, no, you're not providing safety. So you're not going to get love. Women cannot be in their feminine if they have to be in survival mode. As long as you are not being a man, a woman will not be a woman. And that's just what it boils down to. It's just that fucking simple. Just as simple as black and white, yin and yang. Both include. But if a woman has to be in her masculine energy and in her feminine energy, it doesn't look the same. Women don't have expectations. Women have minimum requirements at this point, and now we're starting to create expectations for the first time in fucking history, and that's why men are having fucking tantrums, because they've just been able to fucking say, you do this or you do that, or you do this or you do that. But guess what? Men, you're not passing anything down in your lineage. The only way you get lineage is by owning women like livestock and breeding with them. But that's not even passing down your lineage. It's going from women to women to women to women. Look at the actual textbooks. You will see old societies. The only way that they can trace family heritage is via the mother and the womb. The womb, man. Man comes from womb. Female. Male comes from fem. Period. That's the problem, is men like to think that they are superior when really they are inferior. Women create. We are the portal. The pussy is the portal, the bridge between this dimension, between the ethers and this actual physical dimension. Can you do that? No. You have to cut down something that's growing and alive to build something, to create something. You have to destruct something else in order to create something. Women do not. We just amplify and we create. So until a man can fucking create from nothing, anything, then they need to sit the fuck down and shut the fuck up and start protecting the women. That's their fucking job. Period. It just is what it is. So anyways, hey, James, welcome back. Yeah, people need to know themselves. And people also need to understand that, again, for me, I can be extremely in a feminine mode, but I've yet to see an actual fucking man. Show me some. Let me see. Let me see some men, because as soon as you start telling men that their job is to protect the woman, they get panties in a wad. And they're like, you're angry. No, I'm not angry. This is divine feminine rage. From Lilith, from Sophia, from Isis, from Durga. Have you ever fucking seen Kali, Durga, Isis, Sophia, Lilith? Have you ever seen them? They are not, oh, peace and love and subservient. No, 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 no. They're like, all right, either you do this or we fucking destroy, we burn it all down. That is the embodiment of the divine feminine, not a subservient little pussy that's serving men. No, it's quite the opposite. Shakti, Lakshmi, like all of them. When they had had enough, they conjured up the fires and they fucking burned shit to the ground, or they flooded shit, or they recreated the entire earth. They burst everything into flames, bro. Like, you want to understand divine feminine? For whoever's saying divine feminine is not being angry. No, fuck you. Go look up Shakti. She's what created Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Go look up Durga, bro. Durga. D-U-R-G. Durga. She is, I would assume, some type of Lyran, because she has big wild cats. And when the men get out of line, she has the cats fucking eat them. She is literally one of the most powerful, same with Kali Ma, one of the most powerful expressions of divine femininity. Shakti, Saraswati, Lakshmi, Durga, bro, Kali. Look at all of them. Tell me in which one of those divine feminine expressions were they sitting back being a subservient bitch, and then we can have a conversation. Because until you actually understand, you have no ground to stand on. You're just a man that's angry and attacking women because you're not enough in your masculinity. Feminine are healthily in their divine feminine. The feminine rage is what will bring on this new earth because men aren't doing shit. You guys have failed for fucking centuries and centuries and centuries and centuries because you let power and money and control overrun you. And that's what it is. Some people are upset because and that is part of it, right? If they pick the wrong woman and they expect her to be divine, like you can't turn a whore into a divine feminine. There's going to take a lot, just like you can't turn a cheater or a liar into a divine masculine. They're children. They're new souls or they're lost souls. And it's not our job to deal with all that. It's our job to have the embodiment in our own being. But if you really want to know, one of the most powerful divine feminines, Shakti, Durga, Kali Ma. And tell me anywhere in there, they're all known as the divine mother, the creator of all, but also the destroyers. They will fucking burn some shit down. Do you guys know who Kali is? She's known as, she's like normally blue and she's looking all fucking crazy with her tongue out, biting a man's head off while standing on top of the body with all the other men's heads hanging around her. Because she destroys, she devours the demonic disillusionment. She's not attacking men, she's devouring the demons because she can transmute that energy with the womb power. Can a man do that? No. Nope. Nope. They can create, preserve, or destroy. That's what men do. Create, preserve, destroy. They protect the creation, preserve the creation, or destroy the creation. Rama, I mean, they say he's the creator, but really he's the watcher. He got his 5th head chopped off from lusting over a water nymph. So he got his 5th head chopped off. So he only had 4. So now one is to look north, one is to look east, one is to look south, and one is to look west. So he has to basically watch the balance, but he's not Vishnu, so he's not maintaining, preserving the balance, but he is observing or whatever. He's the looker over the creation itself. And that's why a lot of people said, this isn't a real planet. That's why a lot of the higher ups in the universe and stuff like this want to destroy. They're ready for the 5th mass. They're like, let's just start over. This didn't work. You guys keep trying to do the same thing, but it's not working. What's the definition of doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result or outcome is the actual definition of insanity. Now, we've been running this ship the way that men have said it should be run, and definitely for how long? So it's the definition of insanity to not move to a feminine forward. It just is. It just is. Yeah, some people are out here fighting for their divinity. Some people are out here embodying their true, holding or stepping into their true embodiment. Yeah, put the woman first. Like, you're going to see this time and time again, because when you do that, I'm not getting angry. I'm embodying, like, what came through is Durga. Okay. Durga and Kali were coming through hardcore, and they are, and Lilith and Hecate. So Lilith is the first wife of Adam before she refused to be subservient, and then Eve was created after, because Adam already fucked it up by trying to make her subservient when they were created equal. So she came down, went down to the depths, to the underworld and all this to bring the light, to wake up her children and bring her children back to safety, back into the heavens, back into the higher realms. She's like, fuck it. I don't give a fuck. Well, if you leave, you'll never be able to come back to the garden. She's like, that's chill. We'll ascend to get back to the garden. I'm not worried, because women know that we possess the power. Men are afraid. Why do all high priestesses are not supposed to have husbands, but priests have to have wives? because a man needs a woman. A woman doesn't need a man. But while we're still in the state of duality, it is actually better for us to have it balanced. But I'm not angry. I channel these ancient energies of these ancient deities, and Durga is on fucking fire. If you guys don't know who Durga is, do yourself a favor and go look up Durga and go see what her definition is. And I guarantee, just like if you look up Kali, Kali is known to be one of the most loving mother energies, but she devours demonic beings, men. So whether that's actual men with the, you know, or whether it's just mankind because we can be overrun by demonic entities, I'm not exactly sure. But when these little boys start trying to say that women should be subservient, like the ancient feminine energies, they get enraged, and they basically say the same thing all the time. The only way we're shifting this world is due to feminine rage. Feminine has to wake up. She has to become enraged. She has to say enough is enough and say we're not being subservient. We're not. It's like they show all these pedos and all this other shit, right? Now, if you say that you're not about it, right? If you say that you're not about it and you don't concur, then you're not in agreement to it, right? So if you're not in agreement to it, then it doesn't persist any longer. But if you are enabling it, means, oh, I don't want to choose a side because I don't want people to not like me or whatever, then you are basically condoning the shit actions and the shit behavior. And this is where divine feminine, that's where this divine feminine rage is really waking up, because she says, listen, I can't condone you saying I need to act or be subservient. You guys have been raping and pillaging and making us subservient when we are the source of control. The Vatican was built on top of Isis's temple, where they hone the majority of the energy off of feminine energy. And then they have everybody eat of the flesh and drink of the blood, satanic rituals, and literally almost every organized religion around the world, you're partaking in satanic rituals. But people like to say, me coming here, sharing information about one of the oldest known like practices, which is like Hindu, right? Or even Buddhism or any of this shit, right? Taoism, anything like that. I'm satanic in nature, bro. That's crazy. It's crazy. You know who made tarot? The women. They saved all of the information in the tarot and they made it into a game so they would stop being burned for trying to share the information and being able to have access. So women aren't going to fucking shut up until men fucking put up. Like, that's all it is. No, I'm not trying to cause division. Patriarchy has created the division by trying to make female subservient, just like Adam tried to make Lilith subservient. She said, all right, fuck you, deuces. I'm out. We're equal or we're not anything. We're equal or we're nothing. We're equal or I'm fucking gone. I'm like, separation? No. Fear, separation, lack, any of that? No. That is lower grade density. I don't exist there. 0%. I don't exist there. God is a female, and I channel directly from God. So bye-bye. May you pray to the goddess and seek some fucking help, because clearly you have no idea. Oh, you're in this. I'm that. Like, dude, it's only a game. Like, chill. Yeah. Like, the thing is, some people are just, some people are just on some other fucking note, to be honest. Some people are just on other note. Oh, sorry, James. I didn't mean to do that. No, sorry. I meant to remove this other guy. Because I just don't have time for dumb people. The thing is, Most animals risk their lives just to mate. This is what I'm saying. Feminine have been carrying all of the weight. Even though man thinks that it's them, feminine have to risk their lives, their body. Like, you can die in childbirth, you can die while carrying the baby, you can literally, who knows, you could lose the baby, you could lose your own life. Like, we're carrying all the fucking risk while men are saying you need to be subservient. No, we're the ones that create life itself. You need to be subservient. There's no separation. It's rebalancing the inadequacy of the order. And because you guys have been raping and pillaging and fucking belittling women for so long, it's going to take a while to get feminine back reseated where she belongs, which means the only way it's going to happen is if we tip the scale completely, which means men needs to be subservient to women, and then the scales will balance out real fucking fast. Women make things, we amplify things real quick. So the quicker every guy gets on board, the quicker we're gonna become equals again. But you have kept women here for so long that in order for us to get here, you're gonna need to fucking step down and on your knees, bitch. That's where we're at. That's just where it's at. It's divine order. We have been out of balance for fucking eons. So we're not just going to go 1 year and be like, well, all these women want matriarchy and now we're cool because now all these women. No. It's literally going to take years of men learning to let women have their time to put women back in the seating where they belong. And then again, she will amplify that. You respect her, your respect will return. You serve her, she will serve you. She amplifies. That's it. There's no, I mean, everybody likes to see all this stuff, you know, but people don't like to understand. Like, do some lessons, read some books, understand. Like, feminine needs to be protected and provided for. And that doesn't mean men need to fucking work like slaves. That's not what it means. It means you need to provide that safety. Literally, if all the masculine just stop with the fucking pornography and the rape culture and the subservient and the cheating, like, we wouldn't have this problem. But you guys like to argue and defend dumb shit instead of taking accountability. The problem is masculine can't take accountability. Feminine has to take accountability for all the bullshit and carry all of the weight. And it's just out of balance. And until it gets back balanced, it ain't going to get fixed. And if it doesn't get balanced, then we're all going to be eradicated. It's literally a divine channeling. And it's not going to change. It's been the same for years. It's been the same for years. It is what it is. And until we tip the scales back where they belong, we're not getting anywhere. So, as always, collective, you guys are having some nice wealth coming in. You're having some nice new things coming in, and that's really exciting. I think that, yeah, period. Exactly. I think that also a lot of it comes also, I think there's a lot more emotions at play right now because we're in Cancer season. And so Cancer is it's the most emotional sign of the zodiac. And we're about to have, it's like what, the 12th or the 13th? What's the day? Today's the 13th. So tomorrow is the new moon in Cancer. So it's about bringing up all of these emotions, and we have to let all of these emotions bubble up to the surface, and then we address them. We don't pack them down. That's what we've been doing for centuries. Numbing, stepping out, whatever, the drinking, the whatever. Literally, it's literally patriarchy teaching all of the shit that's like mask it, hide it. And where matriarchy, where the feminine energy is rising is by literally teaching that No, we have to feel these feelings and we have to feel these emotions, because if we don't, then we can't repair. We have to go into the depths and we have to find the shadows and we have to illuminate. We have to shine the light on all of the shadows and take accountability where things have been out of balance. Men are just mad. I'm not saying it's every man today that's alive that did this, but it's literally every man up until now that has created this and that has perpetuated it, including women. So many women enable and perpetuate the patriarchy thing. And do you know what men hate? Why men hate women and why men hate themselves is due to patriarchy. The very thing that they're defending is the thing that is making them fucking miserable. Just a fucking, just some fruit for thought. Just some food for thought. It's feedback. It's feedback. If you get offended, go inside and say, why am I offended by this? Why is this uncomfortable for me? When people come out, I know it's uncomfortable. Durga and Kali come up and they say, they want to fucking bite your head off. I can't control that. I'm a channel. I channel. I am a psychic medium channeler. I channel the information. Do you think I could like, I mean, I know a lot and I am sharing a lot of what I already know and have studied and have learned, but do you think I could literally just fire the shit off this fast for 3 hours every day out of fucking pocket if I wasn't channeling some other type of energy? Fuck no. Fuck no. Maybe, I don't know. I don't really know. But the reality is until feminine is served and respected, like either man is going to be eradicated or mankind is going to be eradicated. I made a big deal when 3A Atlas came last year, and I said, please, 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 and they said, no, no. They said, we don't see love, we don't see peace, we see war, we see hate, we see separation, we see fear, we see lack, we see destruction, we see rape, we see killing, we see murdering children, raping children. This is what we see that humans are doing. So they wanted to eradicate all humankind, mankind. Fifth mass extinction. I said, please, please, please. No, there's love. There's love. And they said, all right. They said, are you going to be the messenger? So I said, okay, boom, boom, boom. They had me start channeling divine feminine. And I was like, well, how is the feminine rage love? And they said, because the way that they explain it to me is like this. Let's say you do something bad when you're a kid, right? Like, you get mad because your parents maybe punish you, or you get mad because they tell you this was wrong and you need to do it like this next time, right? And so, yeah, at the time, you may be like, they're so rude, or they're this, or they're that. But really, what they're doing is they're practicing a type of love, and they're expressing this love by trying to help you to conceptualize or to teach you, to learn you some knowledge on how to not be, right? That's basically like what the divine is asking. Show me that love exists. Show me that people care for this planet. Show me that they're not going to keep sucking the oil. This is like, the oil is like dragon's blood. This is like life force energy. Tell me they're going to stop fucking cutting down the habitats and the trees. Tell me they're going to create some other type of solution. Tell me that they're not going to sell everything that we gave you for free, that they're not going to chop everything down to make money, that they're not going to trick and manipulate and lie and steal and cheat. Those are low frequency energies. Rage, divine feminine rage and anger, like anger only, like, this is why people are like, you're angry. No, I'm not angry. If I was angry, I would have problems with my liver and kidney. I would have stomach problems, digestive problems. That's where anger lives. I'm not holding, the anger is not mine. It's a collective feminine anger of centuries, of thousands of centuries of being demeaned, of being raped, of removing us from his story. Because man really was like, women do everything and we're just supposed to what? To literally, they made up a whole fucking man to worship a false idol to make themselves superior to the divine creation. You don't believe me? Go ask God yourself, bro. Like, go for it. I don't really care. I'm not here to make friends. I'm not here to say things that make people feel good. I am a messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. If you try to, that's going to backfire on you. Everyone's tried to take me out in my lifetime. It ain't looking so good for them right now. Or it hasn't been looking so good for them in a while. That slap back, clap back isn't doing so good. So fuck around and find out. That is like divine feminine, like fuck around and find out. Like, if you would rather allow for the next mass extinction to happen than to maybe try to give like a year to a few years of being in service to feminine and the planet, that's your choice. You're going to remain in a lower hellscape density. That's your choice. Free will. Free will. Everybody has free will on this planet. For me, I'm going to keep delivering the message. Whatever messages I receive, if they seem too outlandish, I sit and meditate on them for days and be like, I'm not really sure. That's why I like to stay in control. So I still know what I'm expressing. Because I ain't trying to get people to hate me, but that's what it is. You know, just like all these people wanting to say this, they're like, I don't hate certain communities. I don't hate any communities. I think people are love. Source is love. But the thing is just like when people were selling and trying to mine the temple space, what did Jesus do? He started cracking the whip, beating the shit out of people, flipping the tables, and destroying everything. So divinity isn't being a fucking doormat. Divinity isn't letting people destroy stuff. And the demiurge has been keeping us in a cloak, keeping what do you call it? Keeping divine order distracted, basically like they were paying off. Like basically, let's say that the divine order had like the demiurge, like the reptilian, draconian, whatever, they were basically paying like corruption, like universal galactic corruption. They were paying out for that to keep it cloaked. And now, since 3 Atlas came and they're like, you got to get off or you're going to go, right? Fucking beam me up, Scotty, or not. And they're just like, I was like, no, like the planet is love and it's so beautiful. And they're like, all right, we'll give you 1 year. See what you got. See what you can actually do. If we see that people actually want to be one with the planet and people actually want to rule, serve the goddess in nature, Mother Nature, Mother Earth, Mother Ocean. Hello, McFly. If the people want to be in harmony and be serving the thing that we created them to tend to, then okay. If not, mass extinction. Up to you. You do what you want. You can fight whatever you want, but you can't fight universal forces. And I'm just going to keep delivering the messages because I know I'm getting on a safety ship. I don't give a fuck. Like, not my job to worry about who is coming or who's not coming. It's my job to be the messenger. What you do with the information is your free will. I don't care either way. I know that the right people are going to come to the right frequency, and that's it. And people that call feminine angry, they're not protective masculine because they would respond differently. Because a divine masculine would say, I see and I understand where all this feminine rage is coming from, and you have every right to evoke that feminine rage because it is what's going to shift the planet and get stuff happening. How can we be of service to you so we can do it in a more peaceful, harmonious way, divine feminine? That's what an actual divine masculine would say. They wouldn't try to defend having a dick. That's what a child does. An actual masculine or feminine will take accountability and step into that role. Accountability. They're not going to deflect. I'm not deflecting anything. I'm simply stating facts. That's it. I want the world to be at a harmonious balance, but until men pull their dicks out of their asses and their heads out of their friends' asses, you know, until they stop lusting over women like on Pornhub and all this other dumb shit, until they stop treating women as if they're a fucking toss away, you know, a single serving fucking subservient bitch, like until mankind sorts that out, we're not going to get anywhere. Your choice. I know where I'm going. I'm not worried about me. I'm just here to be the messenger to bring the good word to the people. If you think I'm angry, go check out Durga or Kali Ma and come back tomorrow and tell me you're fucking sorry because you don't understand that divine feminine rage is full embodiment of divine feminine, not the reverse. So as always, guys, divinity is achieving God mode. Hello. You believe God doesn't like men. I mean, God is definitely feminine because creation is feminine, but if we are going to put it on there, but really like as we get to higher up levels, we're not really having like man and woman. But all I know is womb man, right? Man is a manifestation of the womb station, of the womb space. So it's in our actual name. Woman isn't coming from man, man is coming from womb man, the manifestation. So at some point in time, we decided to drop into duality and we decided, you know, it would be great to have this, to have, to experience this, right? Because source creation is bored. Imagine if you were infinite. Imagine if you went on and on and on forever and you were infinite, right? If you were eternal, you would get bored. And so you'd want to try different levels. You want to experience different understandings. And that's exactly what's going on is we created the space of duality to try to balance out these lower energies that got stuck in these lower densities due to the Martians overtaking and blah, blah, blah. Long story for another day. But it's about the balance. And the feminine have been raped and pillaged and belittled and subservient for long enough. So it's going to take a while of women being on the pedestal to balance out the inequality. It's how can I explain this? Imagine if you had, imagine if I had two glasses, right? Or three glasses, right? And they all had, one had red dye and one had blue dye. Let's just say for conceptual understanding, okay? And the other one is clear, right? If we pour them both in equal parts, we're going to get a nice mix. We're going to get a nice purple. But if we pour in more blue than red, it's going to be a different color. If we pour in more red and only a little bit of blue, then it may be a mauve, right? So we're all the way it's filled with red or whatever, and there's this much blue, this much feminine. So we need to balance it out. But the thing is because the masculine poured their whole cup in, the cup's already full. So we need to start draining the cup and then refilling it. That's what we're doing. We're draining the toxic, parasitic, low vibrational people that want to create this separation. I don't want to create separation between men and women. I want men to step the fuck up. Just like every other woman can probably tell you the same fucking thing, unless they're enablers of the patriarchy and they're subservient cunts. There's no reason. There's no reason why every woman and every man isn't for feminism, isn't for women being safe and happy and healthy. Either you're for pedo rape culture or you're for feminine But it can't be both. Patriarchy is producing power, greed, hunger, war, rape, pedophilia. Feminine is what? Teaching, nurturing, loving, birthing, creating. So do we want this structure, or do we want to support this structure? Because what men are going to find is more women that aren't going to be with men. That's where we're going. Nobody should hate anybody. That's the problem. Hate is, nobody should hate. Fear, separation, everything, like nobody should hate anybody. The problem is most men, due to patriarchal programming, okay, due to patriarchal programming, and women. Hey, Hannah, good to see you. But it's due to the patriarchal programming, okay, that they are less than they should be because they've been programmed to be control, power, greed, fight, fuck, feed. That is reptilian in nature. That is low level intelligence. That's not emotional intelligence. That doesn't exist. Femininity is emotional balance, emotional intelligence. That's why men, when their sports team loses, they have a fucking fit. Do you ever see women that's like, oh, my team lost. I'm gonna go fucking punch and beat my husband. I'm gonna have a whole fucking fit. I'm gonna scream and light shit on fire and flip I'm like, no. You would never see that. You don't fucking see that. I'm just talking about, it's not about hate. It's about understanding that each person needs to step the fuck in and do their own work and embody whatever body they chose to incarnate in. Embody that. Embody that. Figure out what that is. And men do not become more men by making women be subservient. It's not going to work. It's going to be the inverse. You will become food or soil. Period. That's what the Galactic Federation fucking tells me. Everybody can't come. 3 to 5% of the entire world population have enough EQ, IQ, enough emotional collective connection and intelligence to actually go to the next levels of density. Everybody else will be fucking eliminated. Up to you. You want to be right, or do you want to step it up and see what could happen? You want to defend, and you want to, what is the word? What is the word? Like, I don't know. I'm tired. I'm tired of the bullshit, but God is not a man. That was written by the patriarchy. I sat with God many times. God is feminine in nature. Do some DMT, you'll see what I mean. God is feminine in nature. Because creation is birthed from feminine. And if you actually even study a little bit religions and you go farther back, you will see Shakti created Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. The oldest religion, female created it. Patriarchy, any Abrahamic religion is going to tell you God is a man. That is the patriarchy. That is the lie. Again, the Vatican sits on top of Isis's temple. That's the only way that it can actually gain any of its power, is by siphoning feminine's power. So if you're a siphoner, you're going to become food or soil. I'm done warning people. Do what you will. It's just information. You choose what you want to do with it. Again, a man that needs control and power and to conquer and to make other people subservient will say, man is in charge. No, man was never in charge. Everything about man, including their brain and their body, is far inferior to feminine. Everyone starts as feminine in the womb until the womb decides whether or not it's going to be a boy and changes it. You started as a woman. You started as feminine in nature. Period. Everything starts as feminine. Go fucking look it up. Go do some search. I bet you fucking find it and you'll be like, whoa, she wasn't lying. Like, no, it's fucking science. It's actually science. It's actually factually science. So whatever. Do what you will, not my fucking problem. I'm just a messenger. Don't shoot the messenger, all right? Go have yourself some cookies. You know what I'm saying? Go have yourself some cookies. As always, guys, I appreciate all of your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, your positive feedback and conversation, or your actual questions and your actual feelings so we can discuss them and get the channel to, you know, respond to it mostly. It's not me. This isn't all of my physical responding. It's literally all the people when I do the prayer in the beginning, when I do the protection spell and the prayer, and I call in all of those people, the angels, the ancestors, the ancient deities, the ascended masters, the Galactic Federation, the angels, I mean, the elementals, you know, like when I call all of those in, I call them in because I'm saying, hey, can you come in here? Can you stand in as my cosmic counsel and help me to answer, to address each question accordingly? Is essentially what I'm doing. When I light the smoke, it's inviting the ancestors and the deities down to be here with us. So if you're energetically draining, if someone is energetically draining them, it's going to make me feel sleepy. If someone is energetically trying to attack them, they're going to come back like fucking Durga or like Archangel Michael, and they're going to fucking slay the demon. I'm just a channel, not like a YouTube channel. I am a channeler. I channel divine wisdom and bring it to you. What you choose to do with it is your free will. I'm not in charge. I'm not telling you what to do or what not to do, except for the fact, I guess I am saying, listen, I'm not telling you, I'm just telling you what's going to happen. I'm just telling you how the future is playing out based on what you choose to do, is whether you're on the light or the dark side. Up to you. Not my fucking problem. Like, everybody has their own free will, and what they choose to do is what they choose to do. For me, until I see, like, other than people posting shit on reels, on YouTube, on Instagram, like, but all of that can be fucking scripted. Like, I've seen in my lifetime maybe a handful of actual divine masculine. Most of them are asleep. Most of them have not done their work because most of them feel that they're not emotional. They feel that feminine is emotional, but really, go check the science. Men are 72% more emotionally reactive than women. 72%. That's fucking science. That's actual fact. So anyways, go do your homework. Don't come here and argue with me. Do your homework. When I say something, fucking do some research, and don't just chat GPT because that's written by the patriarchy too. Actually go find some information. Actually go look up Durga. Actually go look up Kali. Actually ask the right questions, not the questions that make you feel comfortable as a woman or a man. Because the reality is me, myself, I was an enabler of patriarchal bullshit my entire life. My entire life, even to my last fucking partner. Oh, well, you know, he's hurting, he's going through, but when I was going through shit, who was there? Zero. Nobody. Because I'm in the masculine taking care, providing and taking care of and doing this and doing that. So it wasn't until I really, really like kicked a motherfucker out of my house that I fucking paid for. And he tried to make me look like I was fucking broke. Bro, no. I gave you 75% of a year's rent and was gone 5 months and then came back and you did what? You fucking junkie ass with your fucking whores and your tranny fucking prostitutes fucking spent my house payment? Not my problem. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck on. And when I actually did that and stood firmly in my divine feminine, saying, no, I'm no longer fucking coddling a man trying to be in princess mode when he needs to be in masculine, done. Done. And guess what? Damn. I was like, fuck. I personally have been enabling patriarchal manner for all of this time. I am just as guilty as everyone else. We're all just experiencing the backlash of the programming of patriarchy. So it's not about hate. It's not about choosing sides. It's not about that. It's about men becoming protectors and providers of that safety globally, locally, globally, personally, locally, globally. Number one, then feminine can actually create and we birth a new earth. Or you can sit here and we can keep being at war and dealing with pedos and whatever, up to you. But I'm going to new era. I'm out. So as always, guys, I appreciate your support. Go and go and fill out some colors so we can create some slaps. The future is feminine, female, feminine, and matriarchy. Meow, guys. Let's have a little coloring contest. As always, I'm still doing the $5 reading raffle. The information is in the information box below. You can find the link that gives you the instructions. I appreciate everybody's support. Everybody subscribes. As always, big love, infinite love and light to all of you. In case nobody told you today, you're awesome. You're amazing. This keep going. You're on your own, but you're not alone. I'm proud of you and I love you. Ciao for now. Zoe out.